men are made towards spice. And when I came in the comments, I said,
But you
dark.
know Erica Mena ain't black though, right?
Yeah, you right. And I own that. That's why I apologize. Even when I was on a panel and them women was going crazy, I unmuted my mic and I was like, "This shit is fucking bananas," and they try to keep talking over me, right? Let me tell you something. I am a dark skinned woman. My sisters are your complexion. They not even light skinned. T. They are your complexion. They are caramel skinned.
I
They
am not caramel. I am dark skinned. Okay, respect my complexion.
Baby, you caramel. You are the complexion
She
that
actually a yellow bone
both
because
of
she
my
got a
kids'
yellow
fathers are.
undertone.
Both of
No,
my I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna show you, right? Both of my kids' father are your complexion. Let me show you my grandson. He's just as dark as me.
no, y'all ain't
Both
getting me in trouble.
both of oh, I can't even not on this, but both of my children are just as dark as me, right?
Now you see what Tuscan just said. Look, these are the divisive stuff shit y'all say. I feel the darker, the closer to God. A
I
lie.
think
The
that's
closer to God,
bullshit.
you close to God by your heart and your how He choose you.
And I
Like
think that
y'all really crack me up with that shit.
I don't think he's saying it like that. What he's saying it
No,
is
that
because
means
it's
like by relation. I don't think that either.
no, not relations, meaning like the it's more of a like a
let me
spiritual
ask y'all
thing,
this.
I
Have
don't
meaning
you
believe that.
meaning you
I'm close to
no,
God.
listen,
hold
wait,
on,
T,
wait.
wait.
Hold
Let
on,
me explain
wait.
what he's trying to
Have
say.
you guys ever seen
It's okay.
T2 daughters? They're darker than her.
My daughters?
Yeah, they a shade, like a little shade darker
No,
than
they
you.
not. They lighter than me.
No, that little baby is like a little shade darker than you.
No, she's not. She's lighter than me. I'm telling you, they not darker than me.
Well, I guess it must be the screen, but it doesn't even matter. Like at the end of the day, we are all black women, right? So when T made the comment that I shut the hell up when she said, just because you're darker and I'm lighter than you, we both get fucked over by the same men. I shut the fuck up. I literally shut the fuck up. You know why? Because it's no denying that, right? A fucked up man is gonna be a fucked up man, whether I'm dark skinned or she's lighter skinned than me, right? Or even your complexion, right? You get what I'm saying? Like a
Mhm.
fucked up man is gonna be a fucked up man regardless. And I stated in there, and I was like, when they started spamming the comments, and it wasn't they, it was Ari. She started spamming the comments for no reason because she got kicked off the panel way before I even got up there. She did try to control the panel. She was like, um, can we get an order? This was her exact words. Can we get an order so everybody can talk? And that's when T said, yeah, we sure can. And she dropped her. And then it took for three more drops for me to even want to come up because I got tired of that conversation. At the end of the day, as black women, we are not respected in a lot of places, whether you light skin, brown skin, dark skin, blue, black skin. We are not respected in a lot of places, right? I happen to be a dark skinned woman. Am I mad? Absolutely not. Do I hate on lighter skinned women? Absolutely not. My sisters always say, like, I wish I was just skin complexion. And I be looking at them like, why? And then one of my baby sisters said, oh, I did some homework and you know, I'm mad that then she said I'm mad. But it's like a lot of things like people really don't understand. Everybody wants division. At the end of the day, as black women, we go through the most. It don't have to be because I'm dark skinned.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Hi. So, I've been listening for a little while. I heard someone mention or say something about why are darker skinned women upset when someone makes a reference to like lighter skinned people being loving the skin that they're in. I don't think anyone is upset because
You said, wait, what you hear? Wait, what did you hear? No. What did you hear again? What did you
about
hear again?
somebody referencing why are darker skinned women upset when lighter skinned people say love the skin that you're in or something.
She said when people say. She didn't say lighter skinned people. She said why do darker skinned women get mad when people say love the skin you're in? She didn't say what complexion of people. She said people. Period.
Okay, so who was she referring to when she says people?
But see, this is the
So
thing.
Right.
You're talking about
I
lighter
said
skinned people, right?
well,
Yeah.
anybody
It
I
don't
love
mean,
the
matter.
you
skin.
wouldn't
I'm
get
just a
if someone's the
lighter
same
skinned
shade
What
as
she
us. We're
woman.
said.
not gonna get upset about them saying that. So you
Also,
must
you
be
just
talking
get a
We
you just
not
okay. So you
you
just
trying to separate us like we a different race. No, honey, I am a black woman just like you are a
No,
black woman.
I'm not
Stop
saying that.
doing
I'm
that.
trying to figure
Stop
out what
trying
you
to
just.
act like I'm a different race than you, honey. I'm not. I'm
I didn't.
black.
I'm
I'm
literally
black.
asking you a question. She
I'm black.
just earlier in the conversation, someone said,
oh she
"Why
said
do
lighter skinned
darker
women. Okay,
skinned
I'm sorry.
women get upset when people say love the skin that you're in?" So if you're dark skinned, then that doesn't make sense. So you're obviously talking about lighter skinned people. Are you referring to us getting upset that lighter skinned people are saying love the skin
So
that you're in?
let me give the scenario. Earlier today, I mean yesterday, she was in a live. There was a man that she said. So her experience was. I'm sorry, I didn't know she said lighter skinned people. I apologize.
I can't even remember if I said that or not, but I'm
That's why I say
basically
I
saying
apologize.
why y'all get offended?
Okay,
It's nothing
so
to
she
be
was.
offended by.
Hold on, red lady. I apologize if she said lighter skinned women. So, because she was the woman who said it. She was in a live, and a person, one of the creators, was having a live, and she said everybody needs to love the skin that they're in. And from there, she was attacked. So she asked, why is it that I guess where we can say lighter skinned women will get attacked for saying a statement like that when she says everyone should just love the skin that they're in?
See,
I think the assumption or the like there's a stigma put on darker skinned women that they don't love themselves or that they're insecure whenever we bring up colorism. Now I
that
notice
is
people on
bullshit.
let me finish. Let me just land my plane. When darker skinned women mention colorism, the immediate in order for people to like overlook what we're saying, people immediately jump to like personals and try to say that we're being insecure because we notice a difference in treatment when it comes to lighter skinned women versus darker skinned women. I'm not speaking about racially ambiguous women. I'm speaking strictly about dark skinned and light skinned people, black people with two black parents. I'm not talking about anybody else but us. When
Okay.
lighter skinned women and darker skinned women are conversations come up, immediately when darker skinned women mention colorism, then we're called insecure or we're called like we're just mad that they look better than us.
Wow.
There's something that's said about us when we mention colorism. Now, when lighter skinned women
I'm gonna
admit
come
that
back on
colorism
my
is a
other
thing,
page.
let me finish, Miss Sadari.
She's no, the girl was just saying she getting ready to leave and come back.
But when we mention it, then people automatically jump to saying we're insecure. As to where when other people talk about colorism, then it's like okay, people agree with it or they hear them out. So it's like I don't know. Yes, we are all black, but there is definitely difference in treatment. Colorism is a real thing in our community, whether we want to admit to it or not.
We
And
agree.
lighter
We agree
skinned
with
women
it.
do benefit from colorism. Not saying that they think that they're better than us. It's just that because whatever we live in America, the closer you are to your centric beauty standards, the more better you're going to be perceived in society. That doesn't mean that you're necessarily a better person or you look better or whatever. The beauty standards is white. The closer you are to whiteness, the better you're going to be perceived by people. So light skinned women do benefit from colorism. It's just that's the bottom line. Like it's not their fault that they came out light skinned, but it's just like a lot of light skinned women are and light skinned men as well are aware that they are light skinned because people in society make them aware of that. Again, it's not their fault. No one's saying that. But again, it's like it's almost like people who are white who have white privilege. Like you know that you're privileged, so it's like it's your job to call out these things. When these men say certain things
Wait,
or
wait,
when
wait,
these
wait,
women
wait, 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 wait. Say, wait. Hold on, wait. So if I see something wrong, I'm gonna say something, right?
yes.
But which that's no problem. But you can't tell me it's my job to call something out just because you you see a privilege that I may not even see, right? Because I'm unaware. Because if I'm gonna give you an example. Just hear me out. It's an analogy, okay?
Mhm.
It's an analogy, y'all, and I need y'all to hear the analogy. I got two daughters, right? One of my daughters used to act up all the time. I grew up very underprivileged. right? Just hear me out. I grew up very underprivileged. So I used to try to give my kids what I didn't have, right?
Right.
So I remember asking my auntie, I say, I'm giving them everything that they don't have, that I didn't have. Why are they acting like this? She said, because they never lacked. You did, right? Which means they were unaware that they were receiving any privilege because they hadn't lacked anything, right? It wasn't like they came from the bottom and then got to the top. They were
Right.
born into me giving and giving and giving, right? So it means you're unaware that you're getting some type of privilege. You don't see it,
But
right?
Miss T,
So
okay, go ahead.
you get what I'm saying?
I get your
It's
point,
like,
but that's a different, like, that's
no,
okay.
I'm saying when you're lighter, you automatically assume because a person is lighter, they know that they're privileged.
I
Everybody,
mean, younger
ahead.
people know, Miss T Time, but older grown adults know. Once you become aware, once you're older, past like the age of 13. I mean, even younger kids, because I'm a teacher, Miss T. I've been teaching since I was 18. Even younger kids, my students who are light skinned, I'm talking about 5th graders, 4th graders, they notice the treatment. Darker skinned girls, I'm having these conversations
Okay, so
with
you
my
see a lot of the
students.
lighter people in the comments saying,
They notice,
I
they
don't
know
see the
that they're
privilege.
treated better.
But
It's
you see
not.
a lot of the lighter people in the comments saying, I don't get a privilege. Red Lady said it. So
I mean,
when
that's,
we ask you
you
what
don't
is
have
the
to
privilege,
admit that you get a privilege, but there's
that's
a
what I'm
privilege
trying to
on
tell
you.
you.
There's a privilege on you in society that people are going to perceive you as maybe that you look better or maybe that you are a better person simply because you're light skinned. It's not, again, it's just like I just gave the analogy I just gave. Just like
I
white
get
people
it
thinking
because
they don't
I,
have
you
I
just
have a
privilege. White people think they don't have privilege, but they
queen.
have
Why you
privilege.
so angry?
I'm
Calm
not
down.
angry.
Like
I'm no one's angry. See, this is
she just mad
it's not that
nobody's
deep.
it's
Okay,
angry,
okay.
just
It's
ma'am.
think
okay.
just
What?
think
Red
about
Lady,
it.
it's okay. Don't do that. She just passionate. We just talking.
Literally, like, this is what I'm
No,
saying.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just
I'm
okay. We
angry
just
because I'm
talking.
speaking louder than you want me to talk. No,
Yeah,
I'm not
she
angry,
just
love.
talking. That's it.
Nobody's angry. I'm just
That's you.
saying
We
that.
being real. I'm just trying to get an understanding, y'all. Like, I'm not saying it don't exist. I'm just asking for help understanding, right? We have a problem. So the way that we help each other is by because our perceptions are always different, and we can't assume because one perceives it one way, the other does too. So I'm asking everybody, let's just say
But we're gonna act like that's just the same thing as people trying to say white people saying racism is a
that's not the same
theory.
extreme.
It is. Colorism is a direct
We're
intersectionality
not
from
saying
racism.
it's not.
So
We're not
how is
saying
it?
that.
How are we just because they don't recognize it? That doesn't mean it's
Hi.
not real. It's a
Okay.
real thing.
We didn't say that. Nobody said that colorism wasn't real. Not one person said that here. Not one person said that it isn't real.
How y'all
Nobody.
doing?
It seems like y'all want to bring it to life because people in everyday life don't walk around like, oh, I look better than you because I'm lighter, or I'm prettier than you because I'm lighter.
Cause
Oh,
I
I
damn
can
doing
get
sure
this
don't.
more because I'm lighter. No, that's not a
Just because
reality of
everybody
most
Personally
muted
people.
don't.
if you just came
And
up.
Miss,
I
just because
wish I
you
knew what
personally
it
don't, that has
was.
nothing to do with
Who is that?
society.
Okay, you gotta go, baby. Bye. You gotta go. Not you, Queen. Hold on. Let me check these out. Hey, Evans. Hold on one second, y'all. If you have less than 1,000 followers, please do not request in the panel.
Do y'all see my babies? Pretty.
Let's not do that. Let's not do it. Don't do it, Shadari. What I'm saying is this, y'all. I get what you're saying, Queen. I told y'all when I was younger, they used to divide me and my sisters all the time, right? They used to try to, you know, they used to compare us all the time, and I hated it. But I didn't like it. It wasn't a privilege to me. So what one may deem as a privilege because they're not benefiting from it, the person that's getting it doesn't get it as a privilege. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you. It may be a privilege to you because you see it as something that you may want to receive. But what I'm saying is a person on that end may not feel like it's a privilege. You get what I'm saying? Because I didn't like the way that felt. It was not a privilege to me to be compared to my siblings. And I was the one experiencing what you would have considered a privilege. I didn't like that. It didn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. So to say that it was a benefit, how can something benefit me if I don't like it? If I'm not, you're benefiting from something you like it. You benefiting from something, you enjoy it.
Not necessarily, Miss Tea Time. It can literally be opportunities like a dark skinned man and a
An
light skinned
opportunity
man
that I
applying
would
for a
want,
job.
right?
And the
I
lighter
get
skinned man, the lighter skinned guy
no,
will get
I
pushed
get
over.
that part. I'm just giving you
So how is
other.
that not a privilege,
I'm
Miss
not
Tea Time?
saying that doesn't exist. You're not. What I'm saying is, it's not always a benefit. That's what I'm saying. It's not always a benefit to us. Just because it's something that you may deem as a benefit, it's not something that we may deem as a benefit. I said that they was putting us on a pedestal against each other, which was wrong. So what I'm saying is, we fighting each other for some society doing to us.
Yes, but what I'm saying is once you notice the problem and you say things like it's not a benefit or you're trying to
It's not,
invalidate
because
someone's
society
experience.
is doing it to us, and we are fighting. It's
And
not.
it's a lot of lighter skinned women. You may not,
You're not
Miss
listening.
Red Lady.
Hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, but society is putting us against each other. We're not, right? It's not a benefit for us. Society has done this. We don't gotta fight about what society is doing to us. I'm not putting myself in a situation and pitting me against you. Society is.
Miss
So why are
Miss
we
Tea
fighting about
Time,
something that
Miss Tea Time,
society is doing to
listen.
us?
Just because you are aware and you're saying that they're doing that to us. It's a lot of lighter skinned people who are aware of this and who do use the benefit to they take advantage of their benefits. Again, just like white people with racism, they know that they have white privilege. Some white people, yes, will call it out. Some white people will be allies to us, but not. You think everybody
I'm
knows
not
their
saying
privilege?
I'm not saying that's not true. Again, I'm trying to get us to understand. Like, what can we do to come together? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because again, if somebody say right now, "Hey, Queen, you're a darker skinned woman. I need a darker skinned woman for this position," are you gonna turn it down?
Of course, I'm not gonna turn it down.
Why not? You benefit. I'm like, why wouldn't you turn it down?
Because darker skinned people already have less representation than other
So if
skin
they say they
tones.
need a lighter skinned woman and I turn it down,
I'm not saying you should turn it down. No. You should not turn it down. But the
You
thing
just
is,
said
darker skinned people already don't have as much representation as other beauty standards.
no. What I'm
Again, we
saying
already
is, you said
mentioned
don't take advantage of the opportunity. So shouldn't we not both not take advantage of the opportunity together to show that we are now our team?
you should definitely take advantage of every opportunity that you get, especially
You
if
just said
it's
not
financially.
to.
I didn't say not to. That's not what I said. I'm saying
Wait a minute,
that
hold on. Did
darker.
I hear her right? Did she
I
not
did not
say?
say no. I said you should definitely take
Yeah,
advantage
did
of
I
it.
hear her wrong?
No, I'm not saying you shouldn't. I said you should,
Wait a
not
minute.
you
No.
shouldn't.
Stop.
That's what it's
Stop.
given. Like
Stop.
you
Did she
shouldn't
not
take it
say
because
you
they
should
don't
not
have the
take advantage of the
benefit.
opportunity?
No, I said you should take advantage of the opportunity. If you get presented with an opportunity to
No.
model.
If before the modeling, before I gave you that scenario, I said we're pinned against each other.
Oh, I didn't hear that
I
part.
said we're pinned against each other. So what I said, because just because I get benefits don't mean I want it. You said, well, you shouldn't take opportunities of that benefit. People take opportunities of those benefits.
No, I did not say that you shouldn't take advantage of the opportunity presented to
I
you, and
heard
that
it
did
the
not come out my
same
mouth.
way. Just saying. It to me, this is how I heard it. It almost sounded like because we have a benefit, you basically is saying that we shouldn't take it because it's
That's
wrong.
not what I'm saying. I'm
Okay,
just
so I'm sorry, I
acknowledging that
misheard
you guys get more benefits than people who are darker than you guys. I'm not saying that you should not take advantage of the benefits. I'm not saying that you should not get the benefits. What I'm
Okay,
saying is,
I'm sorry, I
if
heard you
there
wrong.
are people, what I'm saying is, people are literally literally could be more qualified than you guys. Say, okay, just for example, a darker skinned man and a lighter skinned man go in a room and apply for a job. The darker skinned man can have a better GPA. The darker skinned man can be smarter. He can be more qualified. But just because they prefer a lighter skinned man, they're gonna choose him. That's literally what I'm saying about colorism.
Okay,
I'm not
I
saying
agree
that.
with that.
I'm not saying that
Okay.
it's y'all fault that y'all
What
black men.
she's pointing out there. Let me jump out. What you're pointing out there is as common as sucking in oxygen. That is nothing that's going to change. No time soon. I don't care where you go on the face of this earth. It's always going to be like that. Privilege is privilege. Okay. We know that there are the YT people that say, I don't recognize that I have any YT privilege. And it is true. There are some that don't recognize that they have it. It doesn't change the fact that they have it though. You're still going to have it. It goes for lighter skinned people as well. They are going to have that privilege. At no point do I or anyone who is rational is going to expect that because you have that privilege, you should get rid of it. That is ridiculous.
Or
If
blame
I,
us for it. Or
it,
make us have to feel bad for it. Or
and you
make
know what?
anybody
You
have to feel
should
bad.
not feel bad for it. Do you know why? Because if you're a whatever you are, if you have the privilege of wealth in your family, I'm supposed to feel bad because I had wealth in my family? No. That is just a matter of fact. Whatever privileges you were born with, you were born with. You're not guilty. That's why I never understand the folks that go at the YT folks and say, "Oh, I don't like all of you." What are you not liking all of them for? All of them didn't do wrong. Yes, all of them benefit to a certain degree, and everybody have their own degree of how much privilege they get. But each and every one of us can also have privilege of our own. You decide a lot of the privilege that you have. If you walk around with the woe is me all day long, everybody have privilege over me, you have placed yourself in a position of disadvantage because every last one of us, no matter how light or dark you are, you can find the privilege that will benefit you most. But if you choose to be the victim, like a lot of us do, you're just going to perpetually be that victim. You're going to perpetually be the person who's below and not above because that's all you can see. If you can only see your disadvantage, you're going to remain there.
But
So
that's
find your privilege, whatever it is. I don't care how light somebody is. If you believe in you and you find what you're good at, you determine what it is that is your privilege. You don't have to worry about their
that
privilege
that
at
sounds
all.
good, Mr. Evans, but
Okay.
respectfully, like that's not the reality of the world we live in. So the reality of the world we live in is that in America we're judged based on the first thing you see, and that's someone's skin tone. So why yes, YT people are not they can't help that they have privilege. The answer to these problems is creating privilege for other people or creating opportunities for other people.
Is
I'm
that
not
not what I
saying that
just
somebody
said?
should walk around on the chip of their shoulders or a light skinned person should feel bad because they may have more privilege than their darker skinned counterparts. What I'm saying is when you notice these privileges and you
Stop.
see these things, the answer to this is us creating more privileges for everybody so that everybody can have the same
How?
opportunities. That's the
How, ma'am?
problem. That's the
Hell no.
problem.
How?
That's the
How?
problem. By creating
How?
equal representation, better better role models for darker skinned people. It's a lot of different ways that we can create for because we know for sure that everybody else has representation for
Man, if you don't use
their
your women privilege you have, man, you got women privilege. They go on right there. How about focus
Listen,
I'm
on
not
that?
you
maybe
we
you
being
didn't
dense
hear
on
what I
purpose
said,
or we
but
being dense
you
on
have
purpose.
privilege. But if you're expecting the world to all of a sudden lay down and find a way, because I asked you how to do it, and from what I'm hearing you say, you're not giving no concrete ways. Create
How did I not? I
role
literally
models. You're not
said
going to create role models. Your parents are going to be your role model, or you're going to find the role model that you need. But guess what? It's still left up to you. You can't
I
expect the
agree that
world
it's
is
up to
going
the
to
person,
correct
but
itself.
there are a collective group of people who have put things in place for it to be harder for like I could give an example. I am a black teacher. I work around and I've worked at schools all across North and South Atlanta. My counterparts come in doing the bare minimum. And because I'm stick out like a sore thumb and I'm the only black person in my area, then I'm working 3 and 4 times as hard as them. And I'm younger than them. These are 30 and 40-year-old
I'm
black
with you,
women. I'm
Queen. I'm not
23 years
disagreeing
old.
with you,
So I'm
but
Why you
just
don't switch
saying, like,
jobs?
I'm not
I'm
disagreeing with
saying
you, Queen. I'm not disagreeing with you, but the problem is you cannot live in the perpetual position of a victim.
I'm not
I asked
saying
you what, okay, you're in that bad position. Watch this. Watch this. Give me the answer to what would fix your problem.
what would
Go.
fix my problem is
Yes.
us all being given the same task and us all working together. Not me being having to work harder because I'm dark
How?
skinned or not.
No, wait, Evans, hold
Literally
on, wait,
make
wait.
it the
She
same
got to
When
way
we
answer
you
the
talk
work.
about,
question.
wait,
What do
Evans,
you
hold on,
mean
wait, wait,
how?
wait, wait, Queen,
I should
wait.
be judged on my
Queen,
work
wait, wait, wait,
my
wait,
work
wait, wait.
ethic.
Wait,
I'm just so confused.
hold on,
Like,
wait.
bro,
Well, let me tell you what he's asking you. The problem you have at your job, right? And we're talking about not what it should be, but what it is, right? So let's take our feelings out of it.
go ahead.
The problem that you just gave him, realistically speaking, what can you do to change that?
what I can do is continue to do what I'm doing and to continue to reach mountains and do what
Yeah.
I'm supposed to do so I can make it in life. I'm not using no excuses. I'm not being a victim. What I'm just noticing is a problem. I work at an all-white school teaching private rich kids, and I'm the darkest one in my field. I work around Mexicans, YT women, Latinas, Chinese women, and I get treated differently than the rest of those women. So what I'm just noticing is a common denominator. I'm the only black one here. The rest of them doing the bare minimum, and I'm doing all this work. So how am I being
Go
a
to
victim
a
by
black
noticing the
school then.
problem?
Go to another
Tag me
school.
in. Yo, tag me
How
in.
do I know?
I've
How
been
am I
waiting
being a
for
victim by
Tag
noticing
me
the
in.
problem? Like that's not a
Tag me
victim.
in.
I'm
No,
just calling
you
out
no,
what I
no, that's
see.
good. You notice the problem. Yeah, so with your
Yeah, fix.
logic, what would be a real solution would be to for you to start a school with other
Well, that's already in the
women.
making. That's already in the making. That's already
Okay,
in the making.
wait. Okay, so let me help other people. Though you don't have to interrupt me.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, with your logic, it would be to create a school or join a school with other women that look like you or are of your, you know what I'm saying? Instead of going in their space, you then create a space for more people to look that looks like you.
The only issue with that is it didn't
But
fix
she
the
said
problem. She just moved the problem. She's still going to live in
the
that
problem is still there. The problem is
existence.
still
She's still
there.
going to be in that existence. She's
Yeah, the
still going
problem
to
is still
say,
there.
"Oh well, I don't have the right students at my school, or they only let me get the building in a bad neighborhood." You're gonna
That's true. That doesn't fix it. No,
if you
I'm not
take
saying
that
that.
as a
Hold on.
mentality, it's going to follow you.
Right, I'm not
That's what
saying
it
that
is.
that fixed the problem, but what she said is for us to come together, right? She said for us to come together and start, being aware that there is a problem. So the
There,
only way we can do is come together.
there isn't a
We may
problem.
not be able to eliminate the problem, but we can come
Colorism is
together
definitely an
There
anyway.
is
issue
no,
in our
there is no,
community.
there is no problem.
Okay.
There is
There
absolutely
is
Y'all
a
can be
zero
problem.
delusional
problem.
if y'all want
There is
to.
a problem.
No, it's not.
There is a problem. We can't say
What?
there is no problem. There
Okay,
is a
wait, wait,
problem.
wait, wait. Tell me what the problem is, T.
The problem is the separation. The problem is the separation of us because of our skin tone, and separating black women because of the lightness and the darkness of their skin.
Who
That
said
is a
that y'all?
problem.
Okay, well, who said it? All y'all supposed to be together.
Nobody said all of us supposed to be together.
So how's there a problem if it was never supposed to be that way?
Well, what do you mean?
Who said that all skin tones are
Colorism
supposed to
is
be
the
together?
problem.
What?
The
Say
problem is
again.
colorism.
So you
Colorism.
okay? Let me ask you this. Okay, so if a beautiful dark-skinned woman, gorgeous, and she's getting all the pretty privileges, she's getting treated great by everybody because she is gorgeous. She's beautiful. And there's a light-skinned girl who's gorgeous. She's getting everything that she wants because she's gorgeous. They're both experiencing pretty privilege. Now, see, the problem is when you don't have the pretty privilege and you have a different skin tone of the individual that's prettier than you. And now all of a sudden that person is getting privilege, and you're saying it's not because you're ugly, because you're fat, or because you don't work on yourself physically. You're gonna let's bring it all to one thing. It's just because your skin. I have never heard of this in the history of Dick. Dick has never turned away skin tone. But Dick definitely turns away ugly. Dick definitely turns away fat as fuck. So I that's why I said there is no such
Yeah,
thing
I'm about
as
to call you
color.
customer.
Excuse
So,
me.
Colorism
Excuse
is
me.
definitely a
Excuse
thing.
me.
What?
Excuse
Oh,
me.
you
Can I
sound
finish?
crazy, bro.
Excuse me. I didn't interrupt anybody. If Flavor Flav was light skinned, he'd still be ugly as fuck.
that's true.
Blacker than a motherfucker. But you ain't never heard people say, you ain't never heard Flavor Flav say, man, ain't nobody giving me no opportunities because I'm black as fuck. No, he looks like a roach. How
Okay, he
about
has
you
money.
work
He
on,
has money.
excuse you. So like I was saying, again, after I was interrupted, it is the majority of the problem
Hold on
has
one
not.
second. This me, so hold on one second. Y'all tap the screen. Help me reach my live goal. I'm not interrupt. I look, I'm putting it to y'all like this. At this point, I'm allowing y'all get mad because I don't like certain opinions when it comes to I don't agree with y'all opinions when it comes to certain topics. I ain't stopping nobody for their opinion. Not one. Even if y'all think it's problematic. Because y'all can't tell me I can't police certain opinions when it's something that I don't align with, and then want me to police the opinions that y'all don't align with. So at this point, I'm not policing no opinion. Everybody got an opinion today, and I ain't policing shit.
I'm gonna
If
talk.
y'all don't like it, y'all gonna have to leave. No, I don't kick nobody out for their opinion. Don't lie on me. I ain't never kicked nobody out for no opinion. Don't lie on me. Go ahead.
I'm gonna talk
All
after
right, all
Saw.
right, all right, all right.
No, let's
So,
all finish.
so this lady that's on my screen right now, it was you and her that were going after, and I'm not talking to anybody specifically. If it was you and her, and both of y'all were the same skin tone, and she's dark as hell, and she's the one that's getting the pick, she's the one that's getting the promotion, she's the one that's getting put out in front of everybody, you would say she's got pretty privilege. Because you can't say it's her skin tone because she's darker than you. She's more gorgeous than you. Her hair is longer than yours. She's pushing the plate away until instead of into her mouth. She is working on herself. What is it now? Both of y'all are darker than the motherfucker. Just happens to be gorgeous. So I don't believe there's a such thing as colorism because I believe that I have never heard an attractive person say anything about colorism. I've never heard it. I've only heard mediocre people and ugly people refer to something they're getting restricted because of the tone of their skin.
I'm gonna say this, right? I've been working for the federal government for 16 years as a dark skinned woman. 16 years. So that rhetoric that people spin is bullshit. You know how many lighter toned women and YT women had went for the same position as me 16 years ago and not got selected? It wasn't because of my skin tone. It wasn't because of a lot of things. I've been working for the federal government, working with every single last person that has been in the army, whether it was the army, the Marines, any part of the army, right? It's bullshit. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't want a lot of light-skinned women don't think that I'm colorist or anything, but sometimes a lot of light-skinned women feel the sense of privileged, right? And you got certain entities that do not go for that shit. And that's just real. And now where I'm at, standing where I'm at right now, if there's a colorist thing going on at the time of the hiring events that we have been having in New York City, I'm not fucking with it. I'm not doing it. And this is me talking as somebody who can hire people. So a lot of the times, a lot of people, whether they're dark skinned or light skinned, feel like this sense of entitlement. That entitlement shit is out the door. What can you bring to the company? What do you have to offer?
Well, I feel like y'all prejudiced against me because I've
I'm
been
not
on
prejudiced against you. I
I've been
love
on
you.
I've been
I
on
love
for
you, girl.
5 hours and y'all ain't tapping the screen. And my live goal ain't been reached. So I feel like y'all being prejudiced against me
I'm
right
not
now.
prejudiced against you. I love
Excuse
you
me,
to
this
death.
ain't don't center yourself because I feel like
Oh, okay.
because y'all ain't tapping the live, and y'all are still here watching me, y'all are trying to under make me underprivileged. Tap the goddamn screen.
And the sad part is a lot of y'all in the comments talking about government this, government that, right? See, if you would have got your shit right years ago, then maybe a lot of y'all would have had government jobs. See, I work for the federal government, and that's okay, right?
Don't worry about it, baby. You're going to enjoy that government retirement check.
I know that's all, but a lot of the times, like, my thing is I got 16 years vested. And 16 years ago, I was a fresh mother. 23 years old. So we're not talking the same thing. Like a lot of the times people want all of these, it don't have nothing to do with dark skin and light skin. And I'm telling you this, and I'm telling you this, T, and Sorka back me up. I'm telling you this. Like in the federal government, it don't have nothing to do with lighter skin or darker skin tone. It's about what you can bring and your attitude.
I'm not fighting this conversation because my anecdotal experience don't count.
Can I say something?
Yes, you may, Queen.
Okay, to Mr. Saul and Miss Sadari, I just want to say that two things can be true at once because Mr. Saul said earlier about he pulled up the beautiful dark skinned woman on the screen and was saying that if you put her in a room and whatever he was saying, basically like she's dark skinned and she's pretty, so she has pretty privilege, so she's going to be able to, use that as her advantage. So two things or three things or five things can be true at once. There is a such thing as like colorism, which directly affects darker skinned people. That's literally the definition of colorism: discrimination against darker skin tones. So light skinned people can't face colorism. There's no such thing. They can get bullied, they can get picked on, but they're not experiencing colorism because y'all are already set up to society's beauty standards. That's for one. For two, just because a darker skinned person looks good or they're pretty, that doesn't mean that they don't experience colorism. They may not notice it and they may not know it. They may have certain benefits because they're pretty or they're more appeasing to the eye, but that does not mean that they're not.
Can y'all hear her?
That doesn't mean that.
You going out a little
Nah,
bit,
it sounds
baby.
like she's drowning in colorism. So
That's not
Well,
how that works.
let me explain to you where the conversation came from, and what the question was by Red Lady. I'm gonna go again so that we can understand the problems that's being faced. Right. Red Lady went into a live stream yesterday, being held by a man, and I'm waiting for the guy to come in because I wasn't there, so I can't say what happened, didn't happen, because I don't want to I wasn't there. So she said that she went into. Can I read the message, Red Lady, so I won't misquote anything?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is the message that I had received. I just wanted to see if you can do a topic on how mean people are to lighter skinned women for not being offended by a person talking about their lighter skin, then being attacked because they're comfortable in their skin. Why do they have to be looked at as if it's a privilege when we experience the same hate for people for being our color? I won't say the creator, because blank and his followers called me all types of racist names because I said we all just have to love the skin we're in. So she made that comment, and yesterday she was called what were the names you were called yesterday?
I was called a snow bunny, a wannabe, a white tea lady. And so I asked them not to disrespect me. And they just kept going. Like, and then so when I told them, now if I start attacking y'all skin color, then I'm gonna be all these type of names. But y'all literally is being like y'all being racist to me. Like I'm a different race. Like I'm a different, like light skin is a different entity than a black person. That's literally how they treat this. Like we're a different race. Literally, like it's crazy.
Do he have his hands up left or?
Hold on.
She said, "Stop lying, y'all so crazy." I bet you all of y'all down there probably like, "Oh, Powder, go sit down somewhere." Y'all all setting it up in there because y'all so damn disrespectful. Then when somebody start disrespecting y'all ass, y'all want to go cry in the goddamn corner. And that's why we say it give off insecurities, because why is the skin you're in something to be offended by?
Well, it's offensive because people in society, again, we already went over that. We know
Who the
in society,
people? Who is the people?
the world, anti-blackness. The darker you are, the worse you're treated. There's literally a rubric that we can go by.
Hey, host, can I ask?
So y'all want to continue to live in oppression? Like it's like they literally turned it over to us, and we just gonna keep riding the train.
That's not riding a train to call out what's being done in society.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. So can we call out?
Train. That's literally calling out what's being done.
You're right. So can we call out what happened to her yesterday?
Yes, they were wrong for saying that. If that's what they were saying, they were wrong. It's simple as that.
Hey, T, can I ask you?
Now I sound real white.
I want to ask you a question real quick, and this is for the men as well.
Nobody said it was colorism.
Has any man ever heard another man say that the reason why he didn't get something or something wasn't accomplished was because how dark his skin was?
Yes.
I don't know. Hold on a second.
I'm asking the
Hold on
men.
a second, Saul. When I read that text message, did anything in that text message say anything about colorism? Anybody? Did anybody hear the word colorism in that text message?
No.
So why are y'all saying that's not colorism? We didn't say it was. Nothing in that message I just read had anything to do with colorism.
It's anti-blackness.
So stop saying it, because nobody said it was. Go ahead, Saul.
Okay, so I'm asking the fellas. Fellas, I've heard in my life that somebody said, you know what? I didn't get the thing because I'm black. Because they were white and I'm black. They just don't like me because I'm black. I've never heard a man say, well, I didn't get it because I'm darker
Dark skin,
than the
yeah.
other black people.
Yeah, that's
I've never in my, it's only been a woman that I've ever heard that. Because men don't give a damn about beauty standards and all this other bullshit. Because last time I checked, the only way you can be discriminated against is if you put yourself in a position to be discriminated against. If you want to volunteer to work for other people that have control over you, they can discriminate against you because you're a man, or because you're a woman, because you're black, because you're white, whatever the case may be. If you put yourself in that position, if you put yourself like the lady up top in a government position where they got rules and regulations on who's going to get hired, how many years, et cetera, that you can't even stop them.
Saul,
That woman up
can you
top,
turn your camera on, Saul?
that woman up top that's got that,
They're asking your skin color.
that woman up top that's got that government job, that's got that government position, she can't be fired. She's a GS. She's a GS. It's an act of Congress for her to get fired. Regardless of what y'all think about her, regardless if you hate her, don't like her, whatever the case may be. She put herself in a position where she can't be discriminated against because of her skin color or her gender or her sexuality or her race or her religion. So it's your fault that you made a conscious decision to go work in a place or put yourself in a place where the majority of the people aren't like you. And that's called an adult choice.
Are you okay? Like, do you lack critical thinking skills? Because everybody are not afforded the same opportunities. Everybody don't live in the same place. Everybody was not born or into the same, don't have the same privileges. Some people might be just working a job to get money to take care of themselves. You just saying stuff. Like, do you have common sense, or am I bugging? Like,
Yeah, so
I'm really gonna bug out. Like,
Ma'am, you don't want. Hold on. Let me respond to that because he tried to insult. Critical thinking skills would have told you not to go pay for a degree to do education.
Why?
critical thinking skills
What?
got me helping people from my
What's wrong with
community
an
so I can teach
educator?
little black boys
I
and
mean,
black girls to love the skin that they're
if you want to
in,
make
the
sure
dark
that you
skin
can
that they're
make
in.
money.
What's wrong with a degree in education?
What are you tripping?
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Kids.
Excuse
Do
me.
people not
I'm
need
gonna
to
tell
be
you why.
Start teaching the future.
Fuck them kids.
like?
I was
Don't you
saying,
want?
You is bro. You so
Don't you want
okay.
black people,
Excuse
especially
me,
black women,
My
in
job
positions
pays
of
for my
education?
degree, so
excuse me.
I
I want to hear y'all, but I
If
can't hear you
we're
at the same
trying,
time while I'm talking. Like I was saying,
I
if
just have
you
one
are
question.
worried
because
about
you're black.
Who is
discrimination,
refreshing? Who are you?
Hi, hello. Would you like me to put my face on the camera? I'm more than willing to do so.
I'm
hell
just trying to
no.
understand how you just starting to you
Oh,
just got up here. And you think
that's
you can
why
go.
I raised my hand. I said I had a
I
question.
understand, but it's I get it, but you raised your hand as you're
I'm more than
talking.
willing to wait.
That's okay. I was trying to understand what was going on because I heard 3 people talking at the time.
Like,
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Saul, you is bro. You
It's
bro.
okay.
You
I'm just
blowing
trying
me.
to figure out who he was.
Ma'am,
That's all.
ma'am,
You
ma'am,
How
blowing
you
me.
doing?
ma'am,
Tea
ma'am.
time.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
Lent, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I
for interrupting. Go
appreciate it.
ahead.
Thank you very much. So, like I was saying, if you're worried about discrimination, if you're worried about not getting paid a certain amount of money, if you're worried about all these things happening, to put yourself in an environment that you have absolutely no control over all of those things is not critical thinking skills. See, if you was using critical thinking skills, if you're worried about discrimination because you're a woman or because you're black or because you're dark skinned or whatever the case may be, you would have paid for an education in a field that you can work for yourself and you can be the CEO and have the VP and the COO and run exactly how much you're going to make and who's going to work for you and what time you get off. But when you make a conscious decision to go get an education in a field where you have absolutely no control of your environment, that's called stupid.
Critical thinking skills is you thinking that
Don't
everybody
call
has
her
the same
stupid.
opportunities. Critical thinking skills is you thinking everybody want to work with the feds. Critical thinking skills is you lacking the common sense to understand that everybody don't have the same luxury that you may have. Critical thinking skills is, niggas, are you gonna pay for my education? The education you talking about me getting? Sir, are you cool? Like,
I
you don't
think,
even,
I
you're
think
not
he's
even
just
making
saying
sense.
anything at this point. I think that he's just trolling.
Saying stuff like,
It's no way that he thinks that this is true in a society we live in. It's just
Last time I checked, I've never heard a rich, dark-skinned woman talk about colorism.
They do though.
colorism is a real thing. It's a real thing, guys.
Understand intersectionality?
Just because you don't experience it or you don't know it doesn't mean it's not real. That assertion is
I only
wild.
heard broke, ugly
Let me-
women talk about colorism.
It's an ism, which means it's a system. It's not. It can also be interpersonal, but it's a system. It's the daughter.
That affects the poor.
It's the daughter of white supremacy. It does exist.
Yeah, for the
We need
black
to, we need to acknowledge that.
I really want to know that. Why
Acting like it doesn't exist, doesn't denote it, it doesn't take away from it. It exists. This is a real thing. Colorism exists.
Go ahead, refreshing.
Oh, hey,
What you do with your books.
Oh yeah, laugh was next. What we gonna do? Laugh.
I didn't even get a chance to
Ray.
talk.
Laugh was up here first though. Laugh, Ray, then refreshing, and then PQ.
Boy, I'm bagged up like a mug. All right, so it's basically gonna be going around with kind of what like Saul said, because I was hearing this situation. She was saying that she was getting called names and all this other stuff. I think that's one of our biggest problems, man. We always want people to love us and stuff. Everybody is not gonna love us. Everybody ain't gonna like us, and people gonna come with 1,000 names. Why we keep trying to impress people that we don't care about anyways? You know what I'm saying?
Y'all, 3 subscriptions, 500K likes. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk
Saying,
about
like we just got so what I'm saying is we keep trying to impress people that they gonna call us names no matter what. Sure. That's why I am the way I am on here, because it's gonna be people that don't like me. It's people that do like me. When I'm gonna be like, well, it's not people that's against me or something like. It's gonna people always gonna be against us, no matter what the situation is. We always want to play this, keep on playing this trauma competition. Well, you don't go through what I go through. Okay, if you want to stay a victim, then stay there. You know what I'm saying? That's all we be playing, and that's the reason why we can't grow. We keep saying this stuff, okay, and then this privilege thing, right? I hear this so much, and I talk about this so much. Anybody in America cannot say that they're not privileged. Even the bums are privileged. You know what I'm saying? They can go out there and find them some trash. They can find them all type of stuff. There's people across the seas that can't find nothing, right? There's people that's barely getting a meal, but we got wasted McDonald's food on the ground. We got all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Look, see, even that, people, we even privileged to get on this phone and even cry about this stuff, and there's people that's not even gonna have the ability to do this. So my thing is we cry about these things and act like we're not doing nothing about anything about it. That's the problem. Everybody's saying this because they don't like it.
When I do, you're fine. When I do ask, what can we do? And maybe refreshing will be able to answer that once Ray go. But when I do ask, what can we do? I don't really get too many answers. When I say what I think the solution is, I get told that, I'm being dismissive because I'm saying let's get over it, because I'm saying what is the solution. I think that what we need to do is let's try to figure out how we can acknowledge. I ain't gonna say nothing because I ain't got time for it. Go ahead, Ray. I don't have a solution.
I don't think they want nothing though, locally. I don't think so.
Ray, and then I'm tired of telling people who turn it is.
Okay. So to say that, so we can agree that there is a privilege as an American. There is privilege here that other countries don't have. But that doesn't mean that at the same time that we have privileges, that we don't have disadvantages, or that we're not being discriminated against, or that racism doesn't exist, or that white supremacy doesn't exist. Two things can be true at the same damn time. And so to dismiss that colorism is an issue in this country is wrong. It's just simply acknowledging that there is a problem. I don't think anyone wants to keep us in the same spot. It's not effective. However, I think what is happening is when you say that it doesn't exist, it flames the fire. It exists. It's a real issue, and we can address it as a community. It didn't come from our community. We know that it came from white supremacy. We can acknowledge that as well. I don't think it's fair that when a light-skinned complexion person is talking about this subject, that we are called these disparaging names to get our point across. What I'm asking from the people of darker hue to do is, if you want to educate people, you can't diminish them at the same damn time. It's like you want us to hear you, then you have to also be respectful while teaching these lessons. And to assume that everyone knows about colorism is unfair. It's unfair. And I also want to say this, that just because you're not experiencing a certain thing doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And so we need to hold space for this conversation and be kind to one another. Because we didn't invent colorism. Let's get that straight. I heard somebody say that Black people invented colorism. It is the daughter of racism. We didn't invent racism. So we couldn't have invented colorism. And to say that racism and colorism is the same, that's like saying an arm and a leg is the same. They're not the same. They do different things. They have different responsibilities. So we can acknowledge that and we can respect it, but we shouldn't be diminishing each other and being so vitriolic. It's like we can have this conversation without just being disrespectful, because this is a serious ass conversation that we're having in front of the others.
Hold on 1 second. For the people
We're
that
looking
say
crazy right now.
Hold on, for the people that the lady that just said, one person that said, T-Time, stop playing in my face. The only way I'll stop is if you leave, because it's my space. The person that said to Ray, we're not here to see you, will leave because she's here and she's speaking. It's her turn. You can scroll out for about 10 minutes and come back later. But you
Thank
don't
you.
run my platform. You ain't even a supporter of mine.
Yeah.
I don't even know your name. So you don't get to discuss.
Hey, you got a
who
bunch of
decipher.
crybabies in here today.
Yeah, you don't get to decipher who go next on my platform.
That part.
So, with that being said, y'all don't run shit. My supporters, if y'all could tap the screen so we can get to this Millie, let's go. And let's get this live goal reached. I'm asking my supporters and my supporters only. When you done, Ray, go, can you yield to refreshing, please?
Oh, yes. And lastly, in order to understand colorism, I want to say this. Just because you make a colorist statement doesn't make you a colorist. You have to have a belief that you are better than someone because of the hue of your skin color. And if someone like this woman did, E. Kane, who is a child to me, has made a colorist statement, I would hope that we would give her the grace that we are asking white people to give us every single day of our lives. Give us space, give us grace, give her some damn grace. Teach her the lesson.
No white motherfuckers for no grace.
Well, we're up here having this live talking about racism, anti-blackness, which was all invented by white people. I'm just saying that we need to give each other the same grace.
I do think we need to give each other grace.
God. Give each other some grace and allow us to learn and have some difference. It's okay not to agree, but to rip each other to shreds on the internet in front of 982 people, it's not looking good. It really isn't. And you can give grace. You can teach someone and give grace at the same time. You don't have to rip someone to shreds in order to teach them about colorism. You do not have to do that.
T-Time, after the next two people go, I'd like to have a conversation with Ray, because she sounds logical, but at the same time, the expectation that you have here, I don't think it's logical at all. But let the other folks go. I would like to talk to her one-on-one.
Okay, go ahead, Refreshing. How are you? First time on my panel?
Hello, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for letting me on your panel. I greatly appreciate it. With respect, there are a couple of different things that have been said, so I'm gonna do my best to try and like hit all the points, but I'm just gonna go in backwards order, right? Starting with Ray's point, with respect, the first thing that I just want to address is the whole just because you said a colorist thing doesn't make you a colorist. By that same logic, just because you said something homophobic doesn't make you homophobic. Just because you said something racist doesn't make you racist. Just because you said something anti-black doesn't make you anti-black. That is a fundamentally flawed logic. If you are through your words, through your vernacular, through how you interact with people that perpetuate the system to a practitioner of colorism. So, and once again, I'm not saying this to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm not saying it to be rude. I'm just saying it because that's the objective truth. Objectively, if you say or do something colorist, that makes you colorist because you're perpetuating colorism. The whole we need to be nicer with how we interact with people. That it just sounds with respect. That just sounds like respectability politics to me. And I have never been a person who's been a big fan of respectability politics because if we look at them from a historical perspective, they're rooted in white supremacy. Respectability politics are utilized to silence black people when black people speak out about oppression. Because the exact same rhetoric that is being espoused of we need to be nicer when speaking to colorists is the same things that white people say to black people when black people talk about racism. Oh, well, can you talk to me nicer? Well, can you say it in a sweeter tone? We've been talking about racism for centuries and you're not listening. Obviously, after speaking about something for going on 700 plus years, right? I'm a little bit fed up and a little bit tired and I'm sorry. I'm not going to talk to you in a nice way about it. It's the same sentiment with colorism. When dark-skinned people are talking about the systemic oppression that they face solely because they are dark-skinned, right? I'm so sorry. It's insane and baffling that you expect a demographic of people who consistently receive vitriol just for existing to be calm when interacting with people, especially people who choose to be purposefully disingenuous about the topic. Now, I'm not saying that's you. I'm just speaking objectively. When dark-skinned black people have discourse about colorism, with people who are not dark-skinned, we have instances consistently in which people are blatantly disingenuous about facts that are being presented in front of their face. And then you expect people to be nice, calm, cute, sweet, and respectful with you when you're actively denying their lived experience, you're actively denying statistics, you're actively denying facts. I'm sorry. I just think that, in my opinion, I think that it's fundamentally, it's a flawed argument to tell people who are being oppressed to be nicer when speaking about their oppression. Something about that just sounds like white supremacy to me. Going back to, I think, Saw's argument, I don't really know. To be very honest with you, I'm not really sure what you were arguing, right? First, it started out a little bit in relation to the conversation that was being discussed. Then it became this thing about like, oh, it's your responsibility to work in places where you're not oppressed, which once again, that sounds like respectability politics. That sounds like white supremacy because white people tell black people all the time when black people complain about oppression, racism, violence, vitriol, slurs, micro and macroaggressions, we get told, oh, well, I mean, if you don't feel comfortable working in this environment, then maybe you should leave. Or maybe, just maybe, food for thought, I shouldn't have to remove myself from my job, from my education field, from my place of work, from my school, from my daycare, whatever the hell the institution that I'm existing in is. I should not have to remove myself because I'm a black person and you feel uncomfortable and you perpetuate racial violence. The same way that dark-skinned black women who are existing in spaces in which they experience
Hey,
colorism,
give us a
right,
soft landing.
should
Give us a
not
soft
have
landing.
they should not have to remove themselves from premises just because people are being colorist. Why are we more upset with people clocking the colorism than the actual colorism that's being done? I just feel like personally that's a bit of a
Hold on,
double
hold on, hold on.
misnomer.
Let
But
me
with that,
stop
I'll
you real quick.
rest.
I think in that sense you're wrong because if we go back to through history, that's what was done. We pointed it out and then we removed ourselves. We removed our business. We removed our support. We removed ourselves. So
There
yes,
you
we
go.
did. When we didn't like the way we were being treated, we removed ourselves from those environments so that we did not shop with them. We did not get on the bus. You know what I'm saying? We did not get on the
Hey,
bus.
man.
We carpool. So yes, we did do that. We pointed it out and we started working with each other. We absolutely did.
There's a
So
difference
it's okay to
with
point it out and then show people you need us. You need us. And the only way you show them that they need us is to remove ourselves from their environment. The only way that they're going to conform and understand you're going to respect us is to remove I'm gonna
With
remove
respect,
myself from this environment.
I just feel like
For mistakes.
that's a disingenuous argument in relation to this conversation, right? Because we are talking about individual businesses that perpetuated racial violence against black people. That black people
Don't be
decided,
talking over
you
the
know what?
hoes.
I'm so sorry. I thought I was.
That was
Sorry.
disingenuous.
No. I believe that the argument, the framework for the argument is disingenuous. I think, in relation to this conversation, I think that you may be coming from the right place. I just think that the argument in and of itself is a tad bit flawed. And the reason as to why I believe that the argument is flawed is simply because, right, we are talking about individual instances in which black people were uncomfortable with certain businesses and they chose to revoke, right, their access to those businesses. What Saul was talking about is black women
No,
being
I ain't
teachers.
talking about what Saul said.
Right?
I'm not talking
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
that's what
Right.
I
I'm
was
speaking
talking
on.
about, right?
Yeah,
Because
I'm
my
I
speaking
don't
on
know
what you
what I
said.
was
I
talking
feel
about.
like
Wife is disingenuous.
I feel like
Talking about.
telling black women, right, that they should remove themselves from an entire field of work because they
Oh
experience
That's not
no,
what I
unfair.
said.
I wasn't.
That's
Yeah,
not what I
I
said.
don't. No, I wasn't talking about that.
That's not what I said.
So you ain't
What
saying
I
Wife is
he thought what I was talking.
disingenuous.
what I said was
I would love to
I
explain why
said
it's disingeneous if I'd be
you can
Somebody
allowed to
said,
finish
explain.
can
speaking.
I can
somebody let
explain
him
what I
be
said.
allowed? Wait a minute. Hold
I
on.
will say what I
Hold
said.
on, Saul. First of all, I'm the host. I can interrupt who I want to. Saul, he said Saul said it, so let Saul clear up what he said. He said. Otherwise,
So
nobody else should be able to interrupt. If he's saying he's using somebody's name, all y'all, if y'all name was said, y'all would be like, let me clear up what I said. So don't then tell somebody not to. He said his name, allow him to clear up what he said first.
My thing
thank
is,
you. I
I didn't even
appreciate it.
finish
So like I
everything in
said,
the conversation.
what I said was is that you're not using critical thinking skills when you decide to take a path in your life that's going to land you directly in a privately owned business by people who have the ability to oppress you, to freaking treat you differently because of your gender, your sexuality, all of that. If that's something that concerns you, if you believe that in the beginning, as a black woman, as a black man, as a dark skinned man, as a dark skinned woman, if that's something you're worried about, why would you then purposely put yourself in an all white environment or a light skinned environment, whatever the environment is? Why would you choose to go in and apply to work somewhere where they could do that to you? That makes no sense to me. I raised two daughters, and I told my daughters, do not put yourself in a place where people can discriminate against you. Do not choose to go somewhere
Okay,
and
let
land
him.
somewhere where you can do that. And
Okay,
that's what
so
I
let
With
told
him
her.
respond
respect,
to that. Let him respond to that, Saul.
so
Go
if
ahead,
you
baby.
had
I
let
mean,
me
refreshing.
finish, like no, if he had let me finish, I would have gotten to why I felt as though the argument was disingenuous, right? Because I said it was disingenuous, but I never got to explain why. But it's
Was that
fine,
what you
right?
heard, refreshing?
The
Was that
the
still the same thing
reason
you heard?
that is exactly what I heard, and that's the
Okay,
premise
go
that I was
ahead.
trying to espouse. Right,
Go ahead.
telling black women, oh, it's not utilization of critical thinking skills for you to exist in a predominantly white space, right? Because you're going to be oppressed, is the wrong argument and a flawed discussion. Because we should be talking about black women being oppressed instead of critiquing black women for existing in spaces and then subsequently being oppressed because they are black or dark skinned or etc. Right? We should be critiquing the problem, not the people experiencing the problem, which is why I feel as though your argument is fundamentally disingenuous. Because if we take education, for example, education is a predominantly white industry, right? It's predominantly white women. But black women do exist within the educational workforce, right? But racism, colorism, and anti-blackness make it harder for black women to exist within the educational workforce, right? And should black women decide to remove themselves from the educational force completely, that removes the diversity of education and diversity of thought that allows black children to feel comfortable in an educational space. Now you're putting black children in schools because we're not taking into account the simple fact that, like, not everybody has access to private education. And this is like, regardless of how you feel about, like, oh, you should get your money up, not your funny up. You should make sure that your life is with blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. That's cool. That's great. That's fun vibes. But statistically, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who cannot do that within the confines of this moment. It sucks and it's unfortunate, but that's the truth. And now you are proposing for actions that would further disenfranchise black people within certain institutions, because having black people remove themselves from institutions, it doesn't resolve the problem that exists within the institution. It just removes the people who are being vilified amplified within the context of the institution, allowing the problem to fester and grow. Racism is like a sore. When not treated, it festers, it grows, and it becomes a problem. Anti-blackness, a sore. Colorism, a sore. So we should be addressing those problems, right? Instead of going, you should remove yourself from here or prevent yourself from being here so that you don't experience those problems. The problem here isn't black women existing in the spaces. The problem here isn't dark-skinned women existing in the spaces. The problem is the oppression that they are experiencing just for existing in those spaces. So I think that not only is it disingenuous, it is actually anti-black for you to make arguments like that.
Well, I won't take that long and that many words, but I don't know if you.
I'm sorry that this is a
Excuse
complex,
me.
multifaceted
I'll
issue.
let you finish all that.
Actually, you
shit.
spoke over me
Excuse
multiple
me.
times.
Excuse me. So, like I was saying, there are predominantly black schools, smart person. There are predominantly black cities, smart person. There are predominantly black HBCUs, high schools, elementary schools that you don't have to be the only black girl in there teaching. Smart person. You don't have to remove yourself from an entire freaking field of work, but it's probably not a smart idea for your special ass to go out to a KKK meeting. Idea. Because as soon as you start talking, your ass is going to be swinging. But you can do it if you want to. You got the freedom to do whatever the hell you want in this United States. But they're smart and then they're stupid. So if you want to be stupid, you can do that.
And I personally think you're being stupid. That's okay.
And that's okay. I appreciate
Let's do it
that.
without insulting each other, though, y'all.
I'm so sorry. With respect,
He can
once
sit there
again,
and be
Excuse me.
I'm so sorry. I
condescending,
just want to
Pat.
clarify one thing. You
Excuse
didn't
me.
address any of the points I stated.
Excuse me. I addressed the only point I paid attention to.
Wait.
The point that I paid attention to with
You didn't
all that
address
extra
anything I
shit.
said.
Excuse me. The point I'm addressing is you said that I said, which I didn't, that you need to remove yourself from an entire field of work, which I didn't say that. What I said was, what would not be smart is to take your special ed ass somewhere where they're going to treat you. I'm not talking to him. I'm talking in general.
That's still ableism, but okay.
Anyway, like I said, if
Well,
you are
ableism
not,
is anti-black, but okay.
do we got any moderators here?
Oh, you gonna tell us to be
Do we got
quiet?
any moderators here?
Oh,
Okay.
you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I would just like to finish, please. So like I was saying, if you are an individual and you are fearful of being discriminated against in any way, shape, or form, it is probably not the smartest idea for you to plant yourself right in the middle of the individuals you're afraid that's going to do the discrimination. That's just not smart.
Do you know
I
how-
don't care. Excuse me. Please wait. Show some discipline. You probably wouldn't be that big if you had it. So like I was saying, if you understand what you can be possibly discriminated against and who can do it, if you're a dark-skinned person, it would probably be in your best interest to work around black people. Like the city of Atlanta is completely black. Damn near everywhere you work, it's black. There are cities all across the United States where you can go and you can get you in a job. And last time I checked, we got plenty of empty spots for teachers. But if you chose to go work around all white people, that's your dumbass decision. And if you are a woman and you decided to go work around all men, and then you were worried that somebody, can somebody mute him? Please.
What? I'm genuinely confused. What did I do?
Mute him?
Okay, I got you.
Can somebody mute him? Thank you. I appreciate it. So like I was saying, if you are a short person and you want to get a position, you probably not want to go somewhere where they require you to be 6 foot.
Oh shit! I thought I was off mute. I've been screaming this whole damn time. Saul, you have to stay away from the ableist, all them fat phobia. You got to stay away from them comments.
I'm not referring.
You can have
to
a conversation without saying them. I've been yelling this whole damn time. I'm thinking y'all disrespecting me.
No,
you got to stay away from them comments.
I'm not referring to anybody. I'm not referring to
it don't matter. You have to stop. Like you can have a conversation without
ABC.
saying any of those things.
You're right. I'll keep it Disney.
I've been screaming at the fucking top of my lungs.
I'm sorry about that. So like I was saying, If
No,
you
Ray,
are
I
individual,
dropped you because you came straight up off mute. That's why I dropped you. So you not coming back up. Go ahead. But
if you
I
if
did get it. I did. You were wrong for calling her fat though. I thought I did say that to him, but I was on mute.
okay, so like I was saying, if you're a short person, it's probably not a good idea for you to go somewhere where they need everybody to be 6 foot and think that they're not going to discriminate against you because you're short. That's just not smart. Now you can do whatever you want. You can go fight the powers that be. You can Martin Luther King your ass and Malcolm X your ass all you want. But last time I checked, we have options today. We have options. And if you choose the very option that's going to give you the worst results, enjoy your results. I land.
All right, go ahead,
If I
Refreshing. So this dialogue is between Saw and Refreshing. PQ,
Well,
you
hold on.
next.
So they just gonna
thank you so much.
come on.
No,
I'm so
y'all
sorry.
can
We
all
gotta
have a
move this
dialogue at this point.
conversation.
I'm done. Shit,
With
Yeah,
respect,
I
Miss
don't want
Tea
to have a
Time,
dialogue
with
with him anymore.
respect,
It's too
he didn't
spicy.
I'm
address
done.
any
Spicy
of the
now.
points that came out
Okay,
of my
so he
mouth.
didn't address it, so
Hold
there's
on.
no reason for you
Hold on.
to
Exactly.
come
No,
back.
Ray, you're not allowed
Too
back in my
spicy
panel.
for me.
clarify one premise, and then I will
He's
go
just
on
a little
mute, and
too
all of y'all
spicy.
can continue. Hold
All right.
on. Breathe.
Go ahead, Refreshing. Then Evans and
Thank you so
PQ.
much. And Saw, chill. Like, I'm really not beefing with you. I don't even know you like that. It's never that deep nor that serious. This is TikTok. We do dances on here. It's never that serious. Okay? I'm not beefing with you. I don't even know you like that. Like, let's breathe. For real, for real. But back to the arguments here. I feel as though you did not address any of like the main core points that I spoke on. You just addressed filler.
Not you, Ray,
Because
to fix it.
my main issue here is the fact that you are still telling black people, right, that they need to alter their behavior in order to not be oppressed instead of, I don't know, addressing the oppression of black people. Now, if you don't want to address the oppression of black people, that's your business. Be who you are for your pride, think about it. I don't care, right? But equally at the same
Hold on,
time, for
Refreshing.
you
I'm
to get
sorry.
up
Let
on
me address something.
Sure.
I dropped Ray because the moment she came up, not a part of the conversation, she was we didn't need that. I didn't need it, so I dropped her ass. I ain't never had her on my panel. She's never been on my panel. If you do that kind of shit, I'm dropping you. My rules, my platform. That's it. So I dropped her. She was the last person up, and she came up doing that shit. She didn't even come up, even add to anything. She was doing the She had been doing that the whole time she was up here. Before he even said something to her. That's why I dropped her. If anybody got a problem with it, she can go live and y'all can go with her.
Facts.
If I may
Hey,
finish.
this is a pointless conversation though, because it's obvious my man's been pushing his agenda for the whole 2 hours,
What
and then he
agenda?
wondered why that Saul can't answer none of his pointers because he's been talking for 2 hours, pushing whatever agenda
No, he has not been
With
talking for 2
respect,
hours.
You're
with
si-
No,
No,
he's
you're
he's
not.
not been talking
Refreshing.
No, he has
forever.
not been talking for 2 hours.
We're not
Solution.
being
And
serious.
when
We're
you're
not being
Exactly.
serious.
Like,
This
what are
is
you
a
talking about 2
complex.
hours,
I just want
sir?
to clarify
Just because
something.
you
I'm so
can't
sorry.
comprehend what he said does not mean that he's
Hey,
been
son,
talking
can
for 2
stay in your
hours.
box up there. You be all right.
No, you need to
Ain't
stay
nobody
in your
saying nothing to
box.
you.
But he
You don't
hasn't
need
been
no.
talking for 2
Thank
hours.
you.
You don't need no
If I may,
information.
if
I
I
don't
may,
know that
if I
shit.
may
I ain't mean to
finish, if I
address
may
your
finish,
man's though, but hey, stay in your
I'm
box and
so
wait on your
sorry.
turn.
I feel as though once again now we're choosing to not be serious, right? And this is nothing to do with you and C Time sending you nothing but love and light. But I feel as though
Somebody said T want to be a light skin so bad. See, that's the problem when we had these conversations. I don't want to be a nothing. I ain't never told y'all shit. Y'all want me to be in my feelings about what complexion I am. And that's why this is a problem. Why I don't like y'all done called me dark skinned yesterday. I said, okay, I'm dark skinned. Then y'all got mad because I ain't get mad about that. Then y'all can say I told y'all I wasn't light skinned. I literally said yesterday, I'm neither. Shit, I can go outside and be dark skinned tomorrow, go stay out the sun and be light skinned next month. I don't give a fuck what complexion I am. I'm not one of them people to care.
Yeah, like I said, I just feel as though, once again, I feel as though now we're reaching a point where we're choosing to not be serious, right? I can understand if you just say that objectively you disagree with the claims that have come out of my mouth. That's fine. You could disagree with me. You could think I'm dumb. You could think I'm ridiculous or ignorant. That's fine. But you're not finna sit here and act as though I'm being this long-winded person who's driving the conversation when I've only spoken twice in total, right? And none of you have addressed a single point that has come out of my mouth. right?
He's right.
Don't get me
He's
wrong.
right.
You win, brother.
You can say, oh no, hold on.
That is not
Laugh, 'cause
right.
I'm
That
still
is not
speaking,
right,
reclaiming
King.
my time. Thank you. So
He is
Hey,
sorry.
just
right.
let him win. Just let him win,
Because I see
please.
you asked me to stay on mute while I was speaking. I'd appreciate if you gave me the same courtesy.
I was
Thank
talking
you.
to the host.
Hang up on you. Sorry, I'm not doing that today. Thank you, please. I would like to finish my point, and then I'll go back on mute, and you can tell me all the reasons why you
Somebody
think I'm
wants to
doing
know
it.
why
How much,
Saul
King?
wasn't dropped. Saul
How
wasn't
much?
dropped because of his statements, because I don't drop anybody because of their statements. Y'all can say what y'all want. I will correct y'all for what y'all say. She was dropped because she was interrupting in my panel before she got a chance to speak. Again, if people say something disrespectful, I'm going to tell them. I have rules. He been here,
Man,
so
forget
what?
these soft
Ray
people,
done
man.
interrupted. Wait, refreshing. Did I drop you immediately when you interrupted?
No, you
The reason why I didn't drop Ray when he interrupted because he interrupted with a statement. He wasn't doing the that's disrespectful. Now I gotta drop you, Saul, because I don't know what the hell that was.
Man,
He
all these
wasn't
soft
coming in
people,
with
you
the
know.
antagonistic moans and groans.
if I may just
The fuck is y'all talking about? It's my fucking platform. Instead of y'all being down there in the platform, down there crying, leave.
Right.
The fuck wrong with y'all?
once again,
Mr. Laugh, are you trying to disagree with colorism? I'm just confused.
Hey, whatever you
When he
think,
was
because I'm
ableist,
not
I
convincing none of
literally
y'all.
I checked him about being ableist. I checked him about being disrespectful.
I just want to finish the one
Ain't
point.
nobody trying to say convince us.
Refreshing, I'm sorry. I have to clear up certain shit.
Listen, hosting live spaces can be stressful. Be who you are. I'm not like I'm really not here to beef nor battle with nobody.
Now she don't get another chance. The reason why she don't get another chance because instead of her saying okay, she kept arguing with once I drop you and tell you why I dropped you, and you continue to argue with me in my platform and insist I let you back up. Now you don't get to go back up. You don't tell me to let you back up and keep telling me. So now you not allowed back up. Because once I told her what happened, she could have just requested back up and waited. But then you telling me like you gonna run me, let me back up now? Bitch, now you stay down. And yeah, I said bitch. You don't run my shit. So now you ain't allowed back up. The fuck? Now leave. The next thing is I'm blocking her. Now keep arguing with me in the comment section. I'm going to mute you for the rest of the live and make you sit and watch. Go ahead, refreshing.
Dankeschön. Like I said, I feel as though we're not being serious. Personally, it's just me. I feel like we're not being serious. If
I heard what you said, refreshing. I respect it.
Yeah, if anyone disagrees with any of the premises that I have espoused so far, that's fine. All you got to do is just substantiate a single claim that comes out of your mouth, or I don't know, address any of the claims that have come out of my mouth, because no one has addressed the fact that my main argument, right, because it seems as though people weren't listening, was that man was critiquing, right, black people existing and experiencing oppression. He was critiquing black people's actions for existing in spaces where they experience oppression, instead of critiquing the oppression that black people experience just for being black. And that will always be a fundamentally disingenuous and anti-black argument. Because how are you going to critique? I'm so sorry. I thought I was still talking.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much. Reclaiming my time. Thank you.
I don't mean to interrupt, but folks, can y'all please don't interrupt? Let this dude finish, please.
Tap the screen.
Interrupt what though? Like every time I'm thinking this dude about to be done, we saying interrupt.
He will never finish.
Man, forget that. Just cut his time then. What the heck is going on? Run his whole platform?
In your anxious head, have no idea how to shut your mouth. But maybe if you were something that we could get past this conversation.
Laugh or learn.
So keep
How
it
about address one of my points without attacking?
I said you got it. You got a whole team that's down there that agree with you. So go ahead and get together, do your little get together, and do your thing.
How about address my points?
The heck?
Refreshing, I assure you, no one.
Intellectual conversation, but it's one way. It's one way to do it.
Why would they address you?
We do have 8 people on the panel, though. We do have people that haven't spoke, so we really do got
Miss Time, I will go on mute. I will go on mute after this. I just feel like we're not being serious, because if you want to address my points, that's fine. Address my points. The moment that you start insulting me, you're just being childish and ridiculous because you can't address my points. Laugh and learn. You can either address my points or stop talking to me. me because I'm not going to talk to nobody who wants to throw interpersonal jabs at me. That's just ad hominems. They're childish and ridiculous because I could tell you about yourself. If I wanted to, I could tell you about yourself, but you wouldn't like what I had to say.
Okay, thank you. Thank the Lord. All right, who was next?
Can I say something?
I believe PQF has been here for about
Evans,
45
can I
minutes.
say something real quick?
PQF been waiting forever, man.
Oh,
Can
okay.
you let him speak? That brother ain't said a word.
I don't even know what to say. It was everywhere. Everybody was saying everything. I'm just coming up here, what y'all talking about colorism? What about shortism?
Oh my gosh, PQ.
We just need to laugh right now because that was just crazy.
They gonna
Like,
call you an ableist.
Yeah, you
hey,
can't do that.
we need to
This
talk
ain't the
about
group,
shortism.
PK. You can't do this today. Not today,
Yeah,
man.
this ain't the right crowd.
Laugh and learn. Do you even got anything intellectual to say? You just gotta say something. Damn.
He wasn't serious, y'all. He was just trying to lighten
No,
up the
I'm
crowd.
not serious. I hope they don't know. Well, a lot of people are not from, probably
Laugh
are not
and
around.
learn.
no,
'Cause
you're
he
good.
just trying
You're
to.
totally good, P.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's
It's
PQ.
just,
I'm 4'11" and I didn't get offended.
yeah. Go ahead. I don't really know. So it's.
Yeah, you better not say nothing.
Go ahead. Red Lady, what
I
did you
don't
want
even
to
know what
say
to
before
say.
you
At this point, it seems as if Black people, no matter what shade we are, we don't want solution. We just want conversation. We literally just want conversation. Everybody want their point to be right and their narrative towards their objective to be proven. That's literally all that is going on in here. People bringing up shit that ain't even got nothing to do with nothing is crazy. And it's almost as if we afraid to not be oppressed. Like why do we want to stay in this mindset?
Hey T, that's what I was gonna say. What Red said that before. That's one of the reasons why I started doing the 30-day thing. I had told you before is because what I've learned here is we talk about these type of issues, but nobody wants to get a solution out of it. We just want to always just attack. But I always tell people we can do the research on how to get out of where we're at, as far as the oppression, as people would say. Do the research to get out of it. But when you say that, you're all this, you're all that. But we'll do the research to keep making sure that we're divided amongst each other, no matter what it is. No matter if you're light skinned, dark skinned, short, tall, fat, black. Especially when it comes to Black people, we'll do the research to make sure that we stay separated. But we won't do the research to try to bring each other together.
I agree. I have a Cash App, and the Cash App said, and this Cash App is specifically for Black women. It says, "How do we fix it amongst Black women?" I think, to speak to women, I think that we're always divided as women. Like I said it earlier, feminine, not feminine, natural, not natural, light, dark. I think that we have to stop letting people divide us. I think preference is one thing, but to allow people to use the divide and conquer tactics amongst us, we have to stop allowing that. That's what I think. Yes, let. I said let. What I mean by let is when you see it. Let's use men, for example. We do divide ourselves. I agree with that too. Watch me. When you see men say, "I'd rather Mia," they use stuff like, "Well, she light skin. She pretty. She real beautiful because she light." You as that woman be like, what that means? She not beautiful. You don't be like, oh, you check that shit. The same thing if you're a dark skinned woman and they say, but you a dark skinned woman. I don't like that she yellow. I don't, then you be like, nah, she beautiful too. You check it immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care which one is which. You check it immediately. When we see the people trying to divide us. That's what I think. Yeah, I ain't never felt no way about another woman's complexion. I don't like. That's why I'm trying. That's why I'm confused at the people coming from my complexion. I've never had people come from my complexion, and that's what I'm saying. It must be something internal because I never in my life had people come from my complexion. And I'm like, what y'all think I'm finna cry? And that's how you know it's something they got going on with them themselves. Why the fuck you think I'm mad? Try again. You probably hurt my feelings calling me fat before you think you gonna hurt my feelings calling me dark skinned.
So what I'm noticing is like we have, and that's what this junk is so hard today, but I'm just saying what I noticed because I'm listening to how you talking to versus how I know how a lot of us talking this though, but it's like we gotta have this least try to make it mentality because we got this give up thing, this everything is stopping us from moving forward and all this other stuff we'll never get. Come on, goodness, this dude is so funny to me. But no, we gotta start because we talking about we want solutions, right? But then we keep what we gonna do? Just cry about stuff all day? I don't get it. It's like when we gonna start getting the action? The people that was actually struggling, that was actually freaking victims, or people that was actually freaking like slaves and all the other stuff, they had to make things work. They wasn't sitting there crying about it all day. We had to find a solution to make it happen. That's just what it is. But this how you know this the new generation because we just a lot of us too soft today, man. And that's what. Can I finish real quick? Let me do my hour like my man's is doing. Let me do. No, hold on, hold on, baby. Yes, talk. Let me talk. Right.
You said it was
I'm sorry, my
You just
phone
gonna
went out.
bust in the middle of me talking though.
What I
Just because
missed?
I just be. Hey, keep that energy when you can get out that mentality you have, right?
That's all I'm asking.
You wanna fight me, but you can't fight your so-called things that you saying you oppressed by though. You wanna fight me though.
I'm so sorry, Miss Tea Time.
She won't let me finish talking.
It was free floor.
Yeah, no, it was not interruption either though. It wasn't free in the middle of talking.
How could it be free floor?
It literally wasn't even his turn. It was literally PQ's turn. So.
Whatever, I was talking. He was already talking. So who said you the new mod or something?
Guys, this is so immature. Golly.
Right, and that's the reason why we can't get along. We like they said, this is how we divide. Because I'm over here trying to speak life into people. We got people that still want to sit here and cut people off.
Back up your claim on what you said.
Back up my claim. I said that we need to fight more. We gotta stop crying. That's the thing.
You said the younger generation was soft. That's what you said. You throwing jabs at the younger generation.
Yeah, y'all is. Yeah, I mean, we proven it. Yeah, we are so. I said it now. Yeah, I did. We saw. Yeah, we saw.
Ableism. We stopped calling out colorism. We stopped when we that's the divisive concept. We gotta stop we gotta stop using divisive conversations.
We need to fight. We need to. That's my thing. If we trying to get somewhere, let me finish refreshing, bro. You been talking.
Let me say this.
A lot of these niggas. None of these niggas would have been here. Harriet Tubman would have left these niggas where they was at. I promise you.
Yeah, right. Good thing she wasn't crying like y'all. Right. At least she got the fight.
She would have left you coon. She would have left the niggas who want to be white so bad. Y'all want to be.
But she wasn't crying. That's the difference. She fought.
A better research on Harriet Tubman before you make those claims.
Like. Y'all classes, y'all freaking colorists, y'all want to be the new white men.
And this is what listening to get triggered sound like, though. If you miss my whole point, then say that. All I'm saying is we need to fight. We need to fight for what we want. Stop getting because we. Oh my gosh, bro, these people are so disrespectful over here. I swear, but I'm gonna rock. Cause this my homie T though.
You are one to talk.
Let him finish his statement without saying anything divisive.
I didn't even never said anything. They just don't like that I'm saying that we need to fight to stop crying. That's all I'm saying. We need to fight. That's what it is. Y'all said we want solutions, and I'm giving y'all solutions. I'm saying we can overpower a lot of these things that we be talking about. A lot of stuff don't have to hold us back, and we've been proving it day by day. We've been proving it. But then we got people that's stuck too. So that's how we got to check each other. It's like, okay, stop slacking. Okay.
With respect, just two things. One, the presence of success does not equate the absence of oppression. Just because black people are succeeding doesn't mean that black people aren't oppressed. Madam C.J. Walker somehow managed to become a millionaire in spite of oppression in America. So black people have been succeeding in spite of them being oppressed by racism, colorism, and anti-blackness. The entirety of my argument was that we should get rid of those things instead of telling black people that they consistently need to keep changing in order to exist within an inherently racist, white supremacist, and
So how do we
anti-black
get rid of it then? So how do we get rid of it then?
I'm so
Please,
please. Give me
How do
one
we get rid of
second.
it?
I'm
That's
about
the
to pull
solution.
up
no, please don't ask him because he don't
You-
never
you
answer
just
stuff
ask
straight.
him.
Ask any of them.
So
He's gonna
that's
go
a fair
forever.
question. What do we do?
Yeah, what do we do?
Here's my
Because
thing
fighting
is,
against each other is not going to work. Denigrate one another
Well,
is not going
obviously.
to work.
my thing is, with respect, I've denigrated absolutely nobody since I arrived here. I've been the consistent victim of vitriol and anti-blackness, and I've said absolutely nothing.
By
Right?
whom?
Because not by you, because like I said, I'm not even addressing that. What I feel as though in relation to this conversation, because I feel like with respect, that's so far off the topic, and I really don't want to
Wait.
get into the interpersonals. So I'm
You
not.
said you've been
I'm
a
really
victim
just
of
not-
anti-blackness?
I
By
believe
whom?
so. Yes.
I'm asking.
Hey, see,
Because
that's what they
I believe that
try to do. If you don't
when
agree or you don't address what they're saying, they try to put these
no,
titles
that's
and
not
tags
what
on
I'm
people.
saying. I
Yes,
didn't even call
that
I'm in a
is.
space.
All
I
you
just want to
have
make
to
sure
do
you're not saying
is,
I was
I
being
wasn't
funny.
even
all you got to
talking
do
about
is
the.
go
You want
sit
to know
down
what's
and
so
meditate
crazy? I
somewhere,
wasn't even
right?
addressing
Go
the
sit
panel.
in a
This is
quiet
no, hold
space.
on.
Go sit
This
in a
is pissing
quiet
me off.
space and
Wait, I'm so
meditate.
sorry. With
And
respect,
meditate, because
with respect,
not now one of us on this panel
and
ever
luckily for me, I
lived
wasn't
through
talking about any of you
slavery.
on the panel.
Never
I
lived
wasn't
through
even
none of
talking
that
about the panel. What are we
time
talking
that they
about?
Bro, what
tried
is
so
he
hard
I
to
talking
wasn't
do.
even
about?
Sit up
addressing
here
the
looking
panel. What are we
crazy
talking
as
about?
hell. Keep bringing up the
Who
same
y'all?
shit that
I
they
wasn't
had
addressing the
before.
panel. What are you
Period.
talking
We
about?
look
I
crazy
wasn't
as
even
hell.
talking
Keep
about the
bringing up
panel.
the
What are we
same
talking about?
shit.
I wasn't
Y'all
even
past
addressing
is
the panel.
fucking
What are we talking about?
problematic as
I
fucking
wasn't
and
even
sad
addressing
as
the panel.
hell
So what are we
that
talking
y'all want
about?
to live
I
y'all
wasn't even.
life oppressed because y'all refuse to think y'all better than what the fuck they said y'all was. That is sad. That
Thank
is
you.
oppressive
Thank
as
you.
shit. What the fuck they
Thank you.
said.
The presence
Thank
of
you.
success does not
And you
equate
know
the
the funny
absence of
thing
oppression.
is, she the one that was this the story we
I
talking
am a
about.
black man who is a
Crash
double
out,
major college
crash
student.
out,
I've been succeeding. Let's make something very
crash
clear.
out.
But I'm still a victim of
Nah,
racism
you
and
got story
anti-blackness in
time.
America.
You
Now,
got story time.
when I made the statement about me being a
Let's
victim
try
of
story
racism and
time. If these
anti-blackness
folks
on this
ain't,
panel, I was talking about people in your comment section who've been adding me and
they ain't
calling
gonna
me
be able to
literal
handle
slurs.
this.
I wasn't even addressing a singular person
Jeez.
on this panel, and yet you felt so butthurt that you stuck your foot in the shoe, Cinderella. You went to the ball and you danced for it. If the shoe fits, wear it. If not, you ain't Cinderella. I ain't put no names on it.
Man,
I
this
didn't call
one dude
nobody.
done
I didn't
turned the
address
whole live
nobody. I
around,
was
bro.
addressing
Yeah.
your
Hey,
comments.
I just want to
But
hear.
you
I
know
just want
what,
to hear
Miss
the
Tea Time?
solution.
I'm
Yes,
sending you
baby.
nothing but love and light. I think I'm going to clock out for the
Hey,
evening. Because one thing
Yeah, you
about
got
me,
enough coins though. You can drop.
I'm not gonna sit on a panel in which people are literally just for me espousing my opinion, I'm being insulted on your panel. And respectfully, I'm not
Stay
gonna
out of
do
the
it. Not by
comments. No,
you, not by
refresher.
you,
Stay out of
not
the
by you.
comments.
By this one down here,
Nobody
by
even
this
did
one
that.
down here acting a mess,
They
and the
just
other
be
person who was
talking.
above me before.
Just be
I'm
talking.
not
Nobody
dealing with
even did that.
anti-blackness
Y'all
at the
just be
hands of people who
talking.
want
Y'all don't want
black. I wish you
solution.
nothing but love and light.
Y'all don't want solution. Y'all
Yeah,
want to remain
I just wanted to know. I just
in
wanted to
this
know what the
state. It's
solution
crazy.
was. I just wanted to know what the
The
solution
light
was
skinned
because
queen telling us that colorism ain't real and telling us
no, no,
that
no, hold on,
black
hold on. I didn't say that.
Wait,
Wait,
hold on.
like
I
With all
didn't
due
say that.
respect,
Miss Light Skinned Queen. What
You
is
would
the,
have
what
got
the
the
solution
solution
is?
if
What is
the
the solution,
person
Miss
who
Light
at
Skinned
the
Queen?
bottom didn't say anything.
Like
We
the
would have
hell?
literally gave you the solution if Laugh would have just shut up for 2 seconds and let
No,
Pat talk.
no. He started going on about what happened in the
Ain't
comments.
you the one that
No,
interrupted him?
that's because
What?
no. Look. Pat was talking, then Laugh started interrupting him.
No.
I know before my live froze, last started talking and then my live dropped. He was the first. He was the first person that was talking, and when I came back, it was chaos.
Yeah. After Laugh started talking, he then said, "Oh no, it was my turn. It wasn't even his turn. It was PQ's turn." Then nobody had a turn yet because you had gone.
Then talk then. Why you still
So
talking about me? Talk.
Then, can you shut up for 2 seconds?
No.
Please.
Talk.
Please.
Let her
I'm not
finish
a dog. I'll talk whenever I want to, unlike
finish.
you. So let's keep it cute on that bottom floor, okay? I'm up here in the apartment suite, so let me talk. Anyways, after they had done that, Pat started talking. When Pat was talking, PQ actually asked a question towards what Pat was talking about. And when PQ asked the question Pat was about to answer, then Laugh decided to make a side comment, and then that's how we got to where we are now. I'm glad to catch you up a little
Talking
bit.
about the new generation soft and the young generation soft. Like what?
Right, like what's
I
going
think I love
on,
the new
sir?
generation and the young generation. I think you guys are you guys are the change. I think you guys are gonna make the difference.
Y'all supposed to
Hey
be
T,
helping us, giving us encouragement, and you calling us soft. Like y'all
Okay.
hey T,
hate
I'm
it.
going.
Can I ask a
But
question, Ty?
I think I'm gonna
Can
do
we
another
kind of
30
get off the
days.
recap and just have a conversation here?
Yeah, well, so where this started from is Red Lady was in a
Oh
live
no, I was
yesterday.
asking. I said, can we get off of the recap that they were giving and let's further the
Oh,
conversation? I know
oh
where
yeah.
we came from.
T, you have a good night.
Good night,
Have a
PQ.
good night. Yeah, because I just wanted to hear a solution because everybody was talking about the solution.
Nah, that's
That's
not the
hey,
right.
if you
That's
stick
not the
around, that's
right group.
basically what I'm about to ask them, PQ. That's what I'm about to ask because I don't.
I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna let somebody else in the box. Y'all have a good night. So
Good night.
All right. So here's the deal. I'm not one of those people that don't believe that that it doesn't exist. Sure, colorism exists, and sure, it's a problem. Just like YT privilege exists, and it's a problem. However, other than complaining about it and recognizing that it exists, how do we move forward in success? Not forward in we're gonna stand and complain and live and continue to exist right where we at. How do we move forward? Because all the complaining I'm hearing, I'm not hearing solutions at all.
I got a solution.
Not much.
Undo what Martin Luther King did. Walked us right into a burning building. We walked great by ourselves. We owned everything. We had our own taxis, our own buses, our own banks. We didn't have to worry about not getting to sit down and get a pie or have to drink at a certain freaking fountain. It's because y'all always want to be around white people and they shit. You can't wait to go be with them and buy their products and buy their cars and wear all their tags all over your body. You got Christian Dior, Gucci. Those ain't nothing but white people that don't fuck with you. And then you want to come in here and talk about all these isms that you literally put yourself in every fucking day. Not one of you, I guarantee you, not one of you up here can show me your retirement account and it's got enough money for you to fucking retire, but you got a whole bunch of white people shit in your goddamn closet.
Hold on. So you said Allie 2022 is the Ray I dropped, so she came from another page. Goodbye. Have a good day.
What? I'm
You
not.
see what I mean?
Wait, hold on. I don't think that's the same person.
Why y'all playing? They better not be.
Let me check. Hold on.
No.
Because I can check the account.
And like I said, we already know the real deal, man.
That's
Like,
not the same person.
Can I finish?
No, that's not
Can
the
I
same.
finish?
I'm friends with Ray. That's not her account.
Am I clear? Take back off.
Can Uncle Soft finish his point? Uncle Soft, go ahead, finish.
I'm waiting on the host to give me clearance to fly. This is her panel.
It says OK Ray. It says back up for OK Ray.
That's not the same Ray.
Okay, just making sure.
You're good. Don't worry. I went to go check the following too. So.
Okay, good. Go ahead, y'all.
All right. So, like I was saying, you cannot be a group of black people that are constantly taking your dollar and it only staying in the black community 8 seconds and then say that we're being oppressed. You're feeding them your money, taking it away from your own people. You can't wait to go stay at the white hotel. We got a black man got his own shoes, own purses, own jackets. You don't want to buy that. You want to wear white people shit. And then say there's a such thing as colorism. You're part of the problem. You won't even buy shit from your own people. You want to go hang out with the white tea people. You want to work with the white tea people. And then you want them to treat you the same. You're stupid. And I think that until we can segregate ourselves and have our own shit, that's the only way we will remove it. And then as soon as we do, we'll start complaining about how we treat each other. I land.
Okay.
hey, catch you later, T. Appreciate you. I gotta head out.
All right, lab.
Can I say something? Because Mr. Saul, respectfully, you are ignoring a lot of factors that play into the system that is already he dropped. So I can't even. I'm gonna still say what I need to say. He's ignoring a lot of factors that contributes to YT supremacy. So he's trying to say that we are part of the problem because we are buying into a system that's already at B.
I don't know what to say anymore.
Oh my God.
Like, there are literally systems put into place for us to be in the position that we are in now. It is impossible not to buy into capitalism. It's impossible not to buy into YC supremacy.
Don't start
When they-
recording my live.
Okay.
Okay, what's going on?
I'm sorry, they reported my live. Go ahead.
It's impossible not to buy into anything that he just mentioned because the world that we live in, the country that we live in, these people are in charge of everything. So while yes, on one hand, the answer is to buy black, to make sure we're spending our dollars within our community, supporting our community, there are still channels and things that Refreshing mentioned when he was here that are a part of the system that are causing the division between us.
Muffled, darling.
Queen, I think your mic
Yeah,
is
you sound
covered.
real muffled, babe.
You sound muffled,
I'm
honey.
sorry. I was saying that Mr. Saul was saying that the system at
We heard that
at
first
B.
part.
Okay. What I'm saying is it's impossible for us to just completely not buy into that when there are still systems that play into that is still alive and well today. We have a lot of different things in our community, especially within the education system, because earlier he mentioned that we are putting ourselves in spaces where we can be discriminated against if we're darker skinned or what have you. But some of the schools in the Black community do not have all the same opportunities that communities in other places have. So a lot of the things in our community, we have to go outside of our community in order to get this education, to get these things. So with him saying that, it really just didn't make sense, because instead of, like Refreshing said, attacking the problem, you're attacking the people who are
Well-
facing the issue. It's not our fault that we're facing these issues.
Well,
need
you're
to fight
agreeing
the
with
system.
Refreshing, but you're not. What you're not doing is giving a solution. So you don't like Saw's solution. What's the solution?
The
Because
solution
we
is
hear the problem all the time. Go ahead.
the solution is for us to get rid of the system. That's the
How do you do
solution.
that? How do you do that, man? You live in America in a predominantly YT country. You're not getting rid of the YT way. Or is that the
Obviously,
goal?
we're not going to be able to get rid of it fully, but there are channels that we can take within our own community in order for us to stop. Colorism is something that we can fix in our community. We don't have to
Okay,
wait
how?
on them to fix that.
That's
We
the
can
question.
stop-
How?
Because
That's the question. How?
What?
Once again, you're repeating the problem. I'm still looking for a solution, and you don't need to go round and round and tell us the problem again. What is the solution?
Education.
Education is the solution.
Yes,
Literally,
because when
right.
you know about these things, you know how to further explain them and how to deal with them. What are we talking about?
So you believe that you just gave me a comprehensive answer there. Just say
Yes,
education.
education.
All right,
yes.
thank you. Anybody else know how to fix this problem other than just the blanket word education?
Well,
Right.
somebody's
it's
echoing.
going badly. Soon someone came up, their echo is just.
Yeah, she cut her mic off. So just responding to Queen, who's next to me, when she said what Saul said didn't make any sense. So how is it that other races of people come over here and they're able to do more than what we're doing, and they create their own businesses, right? Asians come over here and they create a bunch of nail salons. They pass it on from generation to generation. You have Arabs that come over here that get gas stations and they pass it on. You have the Hispanics that come over here and they all live in one house until they, work, and they do their. So why are we the only ones? Why are we saying, or why do you feel like we can't just separate ourselves and do us? Because as Evan said, the YT system isn't going anywhere. So just making a blanket statement saying education, okay, so we educate people that racism exists. Then what?
We're not talking about racism.
I'm sorry, can I please finish my thought, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So she's saying education. So okay, so educate people on colorism. So everybody, we've been having this conversation for 3 days, right, on T's Live. We all know
It's
colorism.
not been 3 days. It's been 2.
Okay, well, two. I'm sorry.
2 separate days, because yesterday I took off.
Okay. So we've been having the same conversation. Colorism, 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 colorism. Okay, everybody's educated on colorism. Everybody knows what it means. Then what?
I don't think you
Like
guys know what
then
it means.
Oh my.
Hold on, let me say this real quick. If y'all was sent over here from the other side, from another live,
Stop assuming. Thank you.
let me drop you because I ain't even talking to you. So you drop me. You go and get your ass up out of here. If y'all, any of y'all was sitting over here from another live, it ain't gonna work. I don't play with kids. I don't play with kids. I got a 25-year-old and a 19-year-old. I do not play with kids. Okay? So don't try me, cause I ain't arguing with nobody's kids. Send your mama. I'll argue with your mama, but I won't argue with you.
It's too
Send
much.
your mama, but I ain't arguing with nobody's kids. Okay?
Can I say something, T?
I want to let whoever was talking finish, and then you can.
Oh, she wasn't finished. Okay, go ahead.
Finish. She can go ahead.
To be fair, those other folks that you mentioned, the Asians, the Arabs, and amongst all these other folks that's not Black, they've had a substantial amount of money and gifts and awards to come to this country that we did not have.
Not Mexicans.
The system that was built was to oppress specifically Black people, not brown people. It was specific to us. And all those people that you mentioned also enslaved us. So let's just get that out the way. My issue is this. This is a in-house issue that came from the outside. And what I keep hearing is, how do we fix it? It's going to take time, just like it took time for us to get here. It's going to take time for it to fix, and it's not an overnight fix. The solution is going to take time and patience and kindness. And you can't, and what I hear us doing a lot is comparing light-skinned people to white people. I seen someone saying they're live, light-skinned people are the white people in the Black community. That is so unfair.
My goddamn comments.
That is so unfair because we have never enslaved a group of people. We have never came and raped, unalived, colonized anyone. We are not the same. And so you cannot treat us the same. But this, and I agree.
But that's what I don't think is okay though. Like, even if you feel that way, I don't think it's appropriate to say. You know what I'm saying? Like that what you say, I don't think that they should be able to, they should say that. That's what she just experienced. Red Lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, they said it to laugh. Y'all want to be a white man so bad.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm agreeing with
why
that.
are we doing that?
Totally wrong, and I think it's denigrating.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I just don't think it should be things that said.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it pushes the conversation forward. And to say that,
no, don't turn off her. She fine. Don't turn her microphone off. Go ahead, Ray. Don't mute her. She was fine. I agree. Don't mute her. Y'all don't. Why y'all muting my people? Unmute Ray. Don't mute my people.
What I'm saying is the comparison is disingenuous and it's intellectually dishonest. We are not the same. And if you want to bridge the gap, then we're going to have to start doing it harmoniously. To get up here and keep on attacking people. When you start to attack people, nobody hears you. You're not getting your message across. As you can see, nothing, it became vitriolic. No one is paying attention to how you feel because it is constant denigration. So if you want someone to hear how you feel, then you need to do it with kindness. And don't say that it's been 300 years of this conversation. It has not been. We didn't create colorism. And to say a colorist statement does not make you a colorist. It is a practice to be a colorist. And you have to believe it in theory that you are better than someone of a darker hue. People can't miss that. You have to, it has to be a practice. Look it up for yourselves. I've studied this. And let me also say this. I don't know how many of you have held anti-racism groups and forums. I have. White people have paid me to listen to me teach them how to be anti-racist. So when you can hold spaces without denigrating somebody and educate them, it is better to do it that way. then people will come along. But to constantly humiliate and denigrate, it's not getting your message across. And Saul is correct in saying that we need to build our own. That is one of the solutions.
Well, he was degrading people alive, talking about
you
too big to be in a space.
And I left when he did that also.
Big, so
she did. And you know what, Ray? Ray, that's why you left?
Yes, because I said this is getting out of control.
Right there. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? When a person feels uncomfortable what they do, that's I think the best thing to do in a space. Instead of telling somebody, if I don't like something, leave.
I left.
That's the best thing you can do. That's how you make a person respect you or treat you. Like I ain't never seen a bunch of entitled motherfuckers in my life on this platform. The best thing you can do if you feel like something's problematic, divisive, you don't like it, leave. I'm not being a part of this shit. Let me bounce. Y'all sit there and stay in spaces where y'all feel is problematic. Stay there, sit there, keep trying to insert yourself into shit and be like, but you're a problem, you're a problem, you're a problem. Like, just leave.
That's contradicting everything that y'all are saying right now.
No, it's not. It really isn't. She didn't like things that were being said. And she left.
Yes,
that's what I would do. I'm saying what she didn't like. She didn't like what was being said, and she just left. I do the same thing. If I'm listening to a live, I ain't arguing in no motherfucking comment section, and you rarely see me arguing in nobody's panels. I'm gonna get up out of there. I'm not finna sit here through this shit.
Just because you disagree with something, that don't mean that you
No. I'm not talking about disagreeing.
It was appalling.
When something is really egregious to you and you feel like something is wrong, who you see me arguing with, Miss Librarian? What panels you see me in arguing? I wait. I will sure wait, Miss Librarian. I come to my own shit and fight before I be in yours.
That's me too.
Okay, name them.
Oh, she's arguing.
But like I was saying.
All right, T. I left because I thought because you did say that people can just speak their opinions and all of that stuff. And I was just like, this is not my panel. What he was saying, I would not allow him to say on my panel. So instead of getting into a back and forth, I just kindly booted myself out, said thank you. And when I heard you address it, then I came back up. So Queen, I would never.
I was addressing it the whole damn time, but
yeah. So
you see, I got this microphone, but I had muted it up here on the screen. I'm yelling like a bug, and it's still muted over here. I'm like, y'all don't hear me talking.
Nah, we didn't hear you. I wouldn't sit and allow that. I didn't agree to a lot of things that Saul says, and I said it out loud. But this is not my panel. But I do agree that if you want something better, then you do something better. And how do we do that? By building our own. I truly agree that Martin Luther King said it best. He said, I fear I have integrated my people into a burning house. So I do feel like we need to create our own, at the same time acknowledging that there are systems that are put together. And so that to me comes into politics. That's my area. You have to, if you want to change legislation and laws and redlining and gerrymandering, all those things, then you need to run for something.
But Ray, the problem I have with, so let me get this real quick.
Go ahead.
Because I'm about to drop anyway. But Ray, I think a problem with what you said is you said that we need to continue to talk about it. And talk has been going on for way long enough. It's time for us to recognize that the more we talk and we remain stagnant, we're losing. So since I asked over and over and over, what is the solution? And no one can truly give the solution. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you for free. We need to recognize.
Wait, Evans, you didn't agree? You didn't agree with my solution?
Well, no, I like your solution. I like your solution.
I just don't agree with it.
No. I know. I like his solution, but I can make it a little bit more comprehensive because basically,
like we didn't already do this.
Right. So
solution is ableism, though.
Allow him to speak.
What are we talking about ableism for? Let's
go ahead.
Stay focused. What we need to do I know. What we need to do as a people, like Saul said, we are going to have to be more self-sufficient. But I'm breaking it down closer to what each individual needs to do. Because as a whole, we really do need to stand on our own 2 feet and handle things ourselves. But let's bring it down to the family level. Our families need to be complete families. We need to be the type of people, even if right now it's just a mom and children in the house, those people need to be building each other up. Even in our little family units, we're all fighting each other. We don't have no strength in our own little family units. And that's where the problem's at. We get here on TikTok and we can get a gathering of 1,000 folks in a room right now, but we're all divided. We're never together. So if we can all agree that there's a problem, but we can't even see each other through, hey, get apart. So you're worried about privilege of skin color. You're worried about privilege of YT over African American. Let's be real about it. That will always be the case for now, right? Maybe it'll change later, but it's always there. We have to look past it, find what we do well, each individual, each family, each group, each community, finding what we do well, finding our own privileges, not crying about the ones that we don't have, but the ones we do have. Mom, dad, sister, brother, teach the younger folks how to save money instead of wasting money. Show them how to build instead of purchase. Everything we've done has been a detriment to ourselves, but we're spending all this time looking at these videos of these guys acting a fool, and the next generation is all aspiring to be that fool, as opposed to looking at what actually works, what really helps to build a community and build us moving forward. But today, all we see is everybody's concerned about just my lifetime, and no one is concerned about my children and my children's children. And if you don't think long term, you're going to fail long term. You're only worried about today, and that's why we're failing. So worrying about ableism and racism and all that stuff, yeah, that's a real thing. But it doesn't do you any good talking about it over and over unless you are able to pull yourself out one by one.
Evans,
Financial
responsibility. Go ahead, brother.
Let me ask
Hold
you a
on,
question.
before he respond, I want to respond to a comment.
Okay.
Pressure had made a comment saying a solution is we all need to support. We need to support all black businesses, and I said hell no, and she said we'll support whatever she said, and I'm gonna tell you why I said hell no. Just because we're black, we're not entitled. Black businesses need to be professional as well. There's a lot of people that just because they have a black business, they expect support, but they don't earn it. Unprofessional, disrespectful, close when they want to, hours up here, but they ain't open. Prices higher than the product is even worth. So at the end of the day, I'm not just going to support you because you look like me when you still trying to get over on me with giving me less than what it is that I can get from another person of another culture with more respect. Because you looking at me like, is you going to get it or what? And you disrespectful, rude, and all. No. I'm not going to support you just because you black and you disrespectful. I'm not doing it. Sure ain't.
But if you came in there white, they would have been like, yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. How can I help you,
T
ma'am?
Tom, can I say something to that? Because
No. I was paused because I was about to respond to Evans.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Evans, my brother, me and you agree on probably 99% of the same things all the time. We're on a lot of the same panels. But brother, how can any of that work when we're the only ethnicity group, the only race that's not a team? We are a group of independent individuals. Everybody wants to be Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Everybody wants to be Kobe. When every other group that's destroying us in every situation and circumstance, every category, because they work together as a team.
Yes.
We have literally every woman and every man are trying to be better than each other.
Yes.
And that came from what? Segregation. When we decided to come together with the white group, That's when it became a competition between each other. Who can be closest to the white tea people? Who can get as much money as the white tea people? Who can be at their restaurants? Who can be at their hotels? Who can afford their purses? Who can afford their shoes? I'm better than you, black man, because I drive this European car and you drive a regular car. That's when it started. But when we were all together as a team, none of that mattered because we loved each other. There was
We were
nothing
just talking
else
about
in
that
the
earlier,
neighborhood.
y'all.
There was nothing else around. Black women wasn't sitting up there hating on each other because one is lighter than the other or darker than the other. They had names they called each other. We've always did that. We've always sit around the table and laughed at each other and made fun of each other. Whether you have big teeth, separate teeth, big back, little back, skinny back, it didn't matter. We just made fun of each other. It was fun. But it wasn't never us trying to keep each other down or keep each other keep each other from being successful.
Right.
You got sisters and brothers who are jealous of each other. A sister that got a 5-bedroom house won't let her other sisters live with her because they don't get along.
Right.
So until we can be a team of people, all that shit is gonna fail. That's the reason why we ain't got a family. That's the reason why
But there
kids
was
is being raised
still
themselves.
there was still even with family. So I think what everybody's saying is true, but even with family, both of y'all are right, but you can have a family of 4 and there was still colorism, right? If
Yes.
you had one daughter that was lighter than the others, there was still the colorism in there, right? Even with
Yes.
families.
Yes.
So
I
that
think
was still
you're
a problem.
referring to jealousy.
No,
Yes.
colorism.
Colorism,
But
you
it's
gotta be
all
able
in
to.
the. It's
I'm
all the
talking about
same
in the
though.
world. There was
It's
still
all the
there was
same.
still okay. So
Don't
there
you
was
think it's
still
all the
there's
same?
still
Wait. Let me ask y'all. Let me make sure I understand what y'all saying. Are y'all saying when we were all black cities, all black towns, that light-skinned girls and dark-skinned girls were being restricted from being able to open their own business or get education or whatever
No.
the case may be
they were
because
still
they
No.
was
being
lighter
treated
or darker?
differently.
They
Yes.
weren't being restricted, but they were the lighter would be more preferred.
That's
So the preference is
a
there.
preference.
Yes, the preference is there. Yes.
But
And
even
it's
with jobs and stuff, they were
discriminative,
being
though. We
Whoa,
have
whoa,
to
chosen
whoa, whoa,
over.
acknowledge
whoa,
that there
whoa,
was
whoa, whoa,
discrimination
whoa. Hold on. Y'all don't
also.
understand that you cannot look at one group of people and say their sexuality is not by choice and then say it is for us.
Okay.
You can't look at a whole other group of people that's got a whole bunch of letters, and I don't want to say it, and say, you know what? They were born that way. They don't choose who they love and who they're attracted to. So what do you think why is it different with us?
What?
Prefers
That's
a
completely.
light-skinned woman or a
It still is.
dark-skinned woman.
It's still.
Excuse me.
Let's just acknowledge that it did exist. I think we got to.
It does
We can't take it
exist.
away, right? Let's just not do that.
I'm
Let's
not
not
trying
take
to
it
take it
away.
away. I'm not trying to take it away. What I'm saying is it's being confused as something else. When you have
No,
a whole group of people that are the same race,
we're just associating with the definition of that's in the dictionary. That's all.
but a dictionary, words in a dictionary were created by who?
I got
Thank
it.
you. So what I'm trying to say, when we were together, do you understand why they came after us? Because we were projected to surpass everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We're not today. We're projected to be zero in the next 50
Extinct.
years.
Yeah.
Extinct, zero. You ain't got to worry about colorism because your black, dark people won't exist here in the
Yeah,
United
because black
States.
men ain't doing nothing but marrying white girls. But it's all right.
Now,
Now see, there we go with the
But that's the
divisiveness
lies,
problem
again. Let's
right there.
stop that.
lies. Hold on, don't
See, it's
address
not you.
lies.
It's funny when you say it, but then
Sorry,
if they
sorry. I'm
say
just
something,
calling
you
out
see
what
what I'm
I
saying?
see. The wealthy
I
black
don't
men ain't doing
address
nothing but
lies.
marrying
I
white
don't
women.
listen.
It's
I don't
true.
even address
What
lies.
percentage of black
I don't
men
address
are married to
Wow.
white women? What percentage of black men are married to white
Why are
women?
we
85% of
taking
black
this
men,
conversation
85
somewhere else?
85% of black
It,
men are
it, it
married
was
to
it
black
was
women.
Y'all the
pushed
ones
that
that
Can I
way.
Well, I'm
said
gonna
it
finish
tell
what
for
I
you,
was
both of
saying?
these
years.
black men up here.
Damn, y'all being rude as fuck.
I know I'm not being
Sorry.
rude as fuck. I'm gonna tell you,
Fuck
both of
you.
these
I'm talking
black
about
men up
them.
here have had and have been with black women. So stop.
And I don't even address stupidity and false
This
fallacies. I
man is
don't even
married to
address
a
that.
black woman, and Saul was married to a black woman. So stop.
But
I didn't
anyway,
say them personally. I just
Right, but
addressed his
so
comment that he said in the next 50
if you
years
would
we're going to
wait
be
till your
extinct.
turn, we wouldn't have had to address it.
Okay,
it
Uncle
wasn't
Sal,
even
go
When do
ahead.
y'all
necessary
get
Keep
though.
keep
kickback
It
going,
from
wasn't
Uncle
that we
even
Sal.
will be
necessary to
expunged, we
say.
will
Can
be
you mute?
expired? I don't
Can
agree
you
with
mute?
that.
Can you mute?
It just
Can
wasn't
you mute,
necessary to
please?
say.
Can you mute, please, so I can finish? Ray, can you mute, please?
She did.
Ray.
Oh.
Ray, can you mute, please? Thank you. Appreciate it. So like I was saying, you cannot sit up here and take one thing and then call it something else just because it sounds good. We as a black people had everything on our own, and we were happy, and that's the reason why they came after us. They're not coming after you now. You think they worried about you? You 13% of the nation. You unalived 25 million of our own children by ourselves. We did that on our own. That's more than every war combined. They're not worried about you. They ain't got no system to keep worried about you. You know who they worried about? They worried about Chinese people because they own more farmland than any American. Budweiser is an American company, but it's owned by Chinese people now.
Okay, so I get it. It still don't take away what we said. Now let's move forward. Don't take it away. Don't take away the point.
I gave a solution. Everybody
Your
just
solution was
ignored
good,
it
and both the solutions are good.
because they don't want to stop buying European shit. They don't want to stop buying Gucci. They don't want to stop buying Christian Dior. They don't want to stop having white people's names branded on their clothes like you did when you was a slave. Why don't you put Gucci on your ass?
Well,
Have
I
it
got
branded
rainbow.
on your
That's
back.
it. Just rainbow.
Have it branded on your ass. Go get Christian Dior branded on your back like the ancestors did, because that's the same shit we doing.
It's rainbow white people.
Oh, can I say that the stats that they brought up about us being what did he say? Extinct is untrue.
You don't believe it?
No, I know it. It's just not a fact. We will not be extinct.
Man,
Okay, I don't think it's a fact.
I got y'all in
Man, hold on,
Wait.
I got y'all
Did
as
y'all
waiting to
ask
come
for
up.
some respect? Y'all said let people speak, and then
But you're saying
You're-
something I
you're-
didn't say.
I'm saying someone said that we would be extinct, and I'm saying
I
that
said we will be at zero.
We should be at 700K, y'all.
Financially,
Zero what?
zero. It's financially, net worth.
I don't agree with that.
Well, that's math, man. Math
I
don't
mean,
lie.
I do this.
Well,
I mean, I'm
explain
doing
your
this
point,
for a living,
Ray.
and it's just.
Explain why you don't think
Well,
so.
I'm saying what I thought he was saying. Well, I thought you said we would be extinct.
I
That's what
said
you
the
said,
word
Evans.
extinct. I said the word
Right,
extinct.
and I'm saying that's untrue.
Okay,
So,
and
the census have just been rewritten up, and by 2045 we will be the majority by 74%. So we're not going anywhere. I do also disagree that white supremacy isn't worried about black people. We make the, if you talking about voting, we make the world go round. We're always going to be a problem for any nation, and this is why they keep their foot on our necks. This is why they keep us in communities that are red line. Sorry, go ahead.
Can we start with educating people the difference between no we won't and no we want? In the comments, like the person down there, it's an O and not an A. Can we start with that first? Like when you say no we want and then expect somebody to take your comment serious, like can we start with stuff like that? You know, like when you be trying to come at somebody in the comments, but you don't know how to say you are versus your, you know, like it's just.
Whenever you get a chance, T, could you put this on the big screen so they can read it if you want to?
Well, first you spell it. You spell majority, and then I'll spell it for you. Because you spelled it wrong.
the median wealth of
And the date since 2017, the date has changed to 2050, not 2053.
It said could.
Yes, I do mock over here.
Exactly. If we
Current
don't change
trends
shit,
continue.
we ain't changing nothing. In fact, we're
We
getting
are
worse.
changing.
Ma'am,
We are changing.
Ma'am, we got worse.
In what
It's not
direction are we
2053,
changing,
it's
Ray?
2050. We got worse than 2017.
I can't.
Ray, you think we're doing better financially than before?
Before is when you speak of before, what are you talking about?
In other words, the ability to maintain wealth from generation to generation. You think we're getting better?
I think we are progressing.
Wow.
I think we are progressing. Yes.
So, Ray, wait. So let me get this.
I
Let me
mean,
see if
black
I
women are
understand
the
what you're
most.
saying. You
college
really
educated
believe
people on
our
the planet.
generation
So I
from
believe we are progressing. Yes.
okay, hear me out before you agree, because I think you're not thinking
And you're
you
the
might be thinking
brokest group of people
individuals
in
might be
the
making
nation.
more. I'm sorry, go ahead, Sal. Where you at?
I was just saying, and you're the brokest group of people in America
Right.
And
with
that's
all that
because it's
education.
systemic racism. That's because
Okay.
it's systemic racism. Not because
Nobody's
we're
gonna
not
say
trying
systemic
to
racism isn't
change.
there,
Yes,
but
that is the reason why. There are
okay,
reasons for things that you guys are not acknowledging. That's why
that
the
is
conversation
fine.
is
But
so
we're
blanketed.
speaking of the overall wealth of our community. You're saying it's improving.
It has improved. Don't you think we are improving?
Hell
From where
no,
we
because
from where we
everyone who's
were?
passing away is passing away with all their wealth. They're not passing it on any longer.
Who
You
we
didn't
talking about?
realize that?
Everyone. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh my God. Okay, so how
This
many of
is
the
all your opinions. This is the
okay?
word could
Oh, it's
is not
opinion.
finite. So I don't know what you're saying. This is not proof. The word says could.
Because it says so long
Chance.
as you continue in the trend in which you're
I'm
heading.
far from slow, sweetheart.
Okay, well, I didn't say you're slow, but the bottom line is I'm making the
Welcome to
point
that.
that the trend in which our community is going, people more often than not are expiring with their wealth. Whereas back in the day, there was a time where we transferred our wealth from generation to generation. That is the exact opposite trend that's happening now. Now
I
people
don't
are
agree.
expiring with their wealth. You don't agree?
No, I don't agree.
So what happens to we have a generation of single moms raising children
That's not new.
okay, it's not new, but there was a time where they was passing it on to their children. That's not the trend any longer.
Show me the stats where it says that single moms are dying and they're not providing for their children after their death.
I don't have a stat to say that, but
Right.
there is
These
a
are all
statement right
all
next
your
to me.
opinions.
There's
This
a
is
statement right
opinions,
next to
which
me
are
that
not facts.
states, so you disagree with the statement that says there's a trend, and if that trend continues,
If
okay, well, so you think the trend is changing and they're making this
yes,
statement?
absolutely. I believe that we will make some huge changes. I believe in our community. So you and I have very different viewpoints. I sit
Okay,
at the tables and I have these
okay,
conversations.
then now
So
you
yes,
provide me
I
with the
do believe
stats.
that we're going to make changes. I
You
do
asked me
believe
for
that we're going to
stats,
push
ma'am.
forward.
Now
Right,
provide
but
me the
this is
stats. Okay, go ahead. Finish your
but
point.
we're all talking in opinions at this point. You
Well,
have
no,
a
you said you got stats.
you have a
So
belief. You have a belief that Black people are not moving forward. I disagree. We've come a very, very long way. And I believe in our community. And that's just where I stand on it. And
okay,
I
but
don't
that's
see
not
where I live
what's
at and
being
what I
asked.
see. It's not where I live at and what I see and what I experience. Black people are doing it. Black people are running for things. Black people are
Okay, so
taking up spaces in office.
you're not addressing the point though. We're saying from generation to generation, are they leaving the wealth and it's continuing from one family to the next? We barely even have
We don't
families
have
any
we
longer.
haven't established generational wealth. We know this. That's not a new talking point though. Give us we're working on it.
I think the right word she's looking for is evolving. We are evolving. I think
That's
that's
how I feel. I said that I'm saying this. We will do it. I have complete faith. I'm sitting in rooms that used to be only
So
full of white people.
what
Black
stats
people
are
are
you
in those
going by
rooms
that you
now.
see this trend that's changing from the way we are now?
I just said to you, so let me say this again.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sitting in rooms with senators, mayors, Congress people that used to look like only white people. We are in those spaces now. We didn't
And
have
even
those
those
opportunities.
senators are up there single
I'm
and they don't
sitting
have
in rooms
families.
where they're okay. Go ahead. You asked me why this is what I do. I'm in politics. I'm sitting in these rooms. I'm watching Black people get elected. I'm watching Black people create STEM programs. I'm watching Black people become engineer, mathematics, technicians. I'm in those rooms.
Okay, so I'll
So I
agree
have
that
complete
we
faith.
are doing good individually, but as a
No, I'm
community, I
saying
don't
as
see
a,
that.
we've always listen. We have been in shackles and oppressed for 500 plus years, and we keep on going in some way or fashion or form. Oppression has been sitting on our backs, and yet we rise. So yes, absolutely, I feel like
So
our
if we
people
were
will make it
rising,
because
then why is
we made it out
why
of
is this
shackles.
why is this
We made it out of shackles,
okay?
and
We
we're
made it out of
here.
shackles. We get your point. We
We're
get
the
your
most
point.
black women are the most college
You
educated
just not gonna
people
send
in
me
the
your
planet.
okay.
In useless education
We're
fields.
sitting in Senate seats right now when we weren't able to do that. Yes,
Okay, we understand
we're now leading
individuals are doing better.
we're now leading. No, we're as a community we are doing this. We're
As a
now
community?
educators, we're now teachers, we're now professors. These are places we were not allowed. We are doing it. We have always done this.
So can I ask you a question? You said black women are the most educated. However, we are the most
College educated.
we are the right, but that education is not giving us any financial stability because we are the most poor and we don't make as much as black men. And 33% of women or 34% of women are on Section 8.
Excuse me.
And they pass it down generationally from mom is on it, give it to the daughter. The daughter has a baby, give it to their daughter, and that's 33% of black women. That's almost half.
That's not a large number. 33% is not a large
33%
number.
is not a large number.
No, it isn't.
32%
Not
of
a
the
large
community
number
are wealthy.
considering where we came
all
from.
communities
It isn't a
are
large
on these
number
things.
in comparison to 100%. That's not a large number.
Well, who
And
would be
yes, we
100% on
yes, we are
foods?
the,
Come on
the
now.
least educated. Yes, we are the most educated people on the
But
planet
we're
and the
the
least paid.
brokest,
And
ma'am,
that
and we're the most
it's
in
because of
debt.
systemic racism.
We're-
That's because
we
of
are the
misogyny.
brokest
So we're gonna
That
hold
is
on to
why.
racism. Gotcha.
We are. We black women do not make as much as we are the
But I'm not
lowest
arguing your
income.
point,
Ma'am,
but there
can I
is a
please,
reason for that.
ma'am, you've been talking to her. Can I please finish my point, please?
You're talking to me, so that's why I'm
Right,
responding.
I understand it, but we can't talk at the same time. So you're saying black women are the most educated. Okay, I'll give you that. We have the most degrees, but those degrees don't go anywhere, and they put us in debt.
How can y'all have the most anything when you're only 13% of the nation? Explain that to me.
That's how amazing black women are.
It's
That we
called
are
it's
the most college
impossible.
educated people on the
It's
planet.
impossible.
Even though, in spite
Impossible.
of the systems that are built to oppress us, we are the most college educated people on the
Impossible.
planet. We are leading in Senate seats. We are leading in Congress seats.
Impossible.
Yes. No, this is what's happening. Even though, yet and still, we are making waves in mountains, and we are the least paid, and we still are taking care of our children.
Okay, great.
As single
We are
mothers.
we are not the
Wait,
majority
wait,
of Senate
Evans,
seats,
Evans,
ma'am.
Evans,
You're not
Evans,
paying
I
attention.
did not
Evans,
say.
hold on,
That's
I
what
said
you just
we are
said.
making
Guess
waves
what?
in Senate
Evans,
seats.
wait.
Okay, so
You
you're
guys,
not listening to
I
yourself.
know
You're
who
talking
you
to
guys
hold
are,
on,
so I
hold
know
Go
on.
ahead,
that
bro.
this is gonna go over your
And I
head.
don't know why
Listen,
y'all
I'll
mentioning
tell you what.
Section 8
I'm gonna
and
agree.
government
It's so
assistance when
ignorant. It's just
all
Hold
these
on,
plain
people are
speak.
on that.
I'm gonna agree. So guess what? Everything you said is right. Everything you said is right. So guess what? Your colorism is out the window. You just said you're the greatest of everything. You're the best
I
of
didn't say we're the
everything.
greatest.
Nobody's gonna stop you.
I said we're
You're the most
leading.
educated.
We're
You
making
ain't,
a way, which is different. And
ma'am.
colorism still can exist while this is happening. One doesn't
ask you a
subtract
question.
from the other. What is
Let me
like?
ask,
I don't
let me
understand
ask you
why
a
you're not
question.
getting that concept.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. For every for every master's degree black women got, white women got 4. So how in the hell, when they have almost 4 times of everything that you can produce, how are you the most of anything?
We are the most because the stats have come in, and that's what the stats say. We are the
Ma'am, I
most
don't think
college
I think you're
educated person
ma'am,
on the planet, and we are
ma'am,
still doing it,
ma'am,
and we're
ma'am,
still making a way.
ma'am,
And even if
ma'am,
we're at 33% of
ma'am.
in housing or Section
Just
8, that's
because
still
you're
a
loud
very
doesn't
small
mean you're
number.
right. Just because you're loud doesn't mean you're right. I
And
think what
because
you're
you're
getting
speaking a lot
confused.
doesn't mean you're right. You're incorrect.
I'm not speaking a lot. I was
You
quiet
have
this
been
whole
speaking
time.
so much.
So like I said,
Anti-blackness is
I
ridiculous.
think you're getting what you're getting confused is per capita.
So I think the whole time to speak.
Go ahead, Ty.
Right, I'm sorry, team. The anti-blackness is strong in here,
Go
though.
ahead, Ty.
See what I'm saying?
The stats show that every Tuesday we be at almost a milli by we be at a milli by 8, and y'all playing in my face. And the stats usually show that y'all should be tapping more. Tap the damn screen.
Hey, look,
There's
I'm
a
just gonna
live-
say
there's
this.
a
I'm
live
gonna say
goal
this,
up
and I'm
there, too.
gonna let it go.
Live
I think what
goal.
she's doing is getting confused is per capita. That does not mean you have the most of anything.
Why are you getting so hung up on that though?
Excuse me.
You going out your way.
Excuse
That's
me.
bothering you that she
Excuse
said,
me.
like,
Excuse me. Excuse me.
So hung
So
up on
like,
that.
no. I just
You
don't
don't want
like
that to be
people to
true at
say.
all. That black women are
I
educated.
just don't want people to say incorrect shit. You're
Like,
not the most in nothing
We're the most
because we
college
can't.
educated people on the
you've been
planet.
saying incorrect stuff the whole time you've been up here.
Ma'am, you're
Very
not
much
more
so.
educated than Asian people. You're not more
Nah.
educated than Asian women.
We're
You're
the
not.
most college educated people on the planet.
You're a
Let's just
lie.
So
That's a
why don't
lie.
our finances show that then?
We are not in the same
because of
situation.
racism and systemic oppression. How many times can I say that? Just
Okay,
because
so
you have a
okay,
degree does not mean you're going to be paid for
okay.
that
So
degree.
hold on. Well, just a quick
I
question.
guess all those nursing degrees that y'all were faking count.
So if you're saying we're the most
It sounds like
educated,
y'all are anti-woman
but
up
if
in here.
no, I'm
Misogyny is
not. Don't
strong.
do that. Please don't do that because I'm asking a
Misogyny
question.
is
I'm not
strong up in
anti.
here.
I'm not anti anything. I'm asking a question because
I answered it.
when stats don't back up what you're saying, it's hard for me to understand. Right. So
I mean,
if you're
because you just
saying
lack
if
understanding.
you're
That's not
saying
my
no, I don't know.
problem.
I have, but we're not gonna go there because we're not gonna
That's
throw
not my
insults.
problem. I can't
We're
explain
not
that
gonna
in
throw
any more
insults,
layman
sweetheart,
terms.
because I could throw them, but we're not gonna do that. Let's just keep it cute and keep it, about the conversation. Let's not throw insults. Okay, so my question is you're saying that we're the most educated, and you're saying we don't. It's not shown in our financial stability because of systemic racism. So then, how again, if we're systemically if racism is systemic and we're not benefiting at all, we're just going to get a degree and it's not showing in our finances, how are we winning? Where are we winning at? That's my question. You can't answer that. You keep saying because of racism, but we're the highly, ma'am, hold on. You keep saying, well, we're the most highly educated, but because of racism, it's not being shown in our finances. Then we're not winning. Then we're just going to get
We are
degrees.
winning. We are winners.
Can you please? You can't stop for 2 seconds and let somebody else talk. So then that means that we're not winning. If we're not able to financially take care of our children, if we're living check to check, right? As single parents, divorce, or whatever the case is, then we're not winning because we're not even able to take care of ourselves. So where are we winning at? Just getting a degree, just saying, oh, I got 2 college degrees? Because I have 2 and I'm working on my 3rd. So just for the common sense comment, sweetheart. So I just want to put that out there. I'm going to law school as we speak. So if it's not showing in the finances, what good is it doing you? Just to say that you have a degree?
So you're saying unless it shows in your finance, you shouldn't get an education? Then why are you going to school?
That was not my question. Obviously, that went over your head.
I'm just trying to figure out your
That wasn't my
point, 'cause I
question.
don't
My
get it.
question was direct. You're saying that if we are the most educated, my opposition to what you are saying is if it's not showing financially, if we cannot take care of ourselves, if we're living
And we are winning. I'm a black woman and I'm winning. And I stand 10 toes down with black women. And no, we're not being paid equally as we should, nor are black men. But that's not because of us. That's because of the system of oppression that we live in. The same systems that no one wants to acknowledge. Well, some of you guys don't want to acknowledge. But we are winning. That just because we're not getting paid for it doesn't mean you don't still go for what you think is right for you. You stop and you don't go to school. That's going to be up to you. But that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that we need to be invalidated or that we're not pushing forward as a people.
So everything you just said just contradicts everything that you just said earlier.
Hold on. We have to dismantle this system that oppresses us. And that's going to take years. It may be a century. We probably won't live to see it be dismantled.
Damn right.
But it
So why
can
do we
be
talk about it so
done.
much?
Can I
It
say
can't be
something?
done. I'm sitting in these places where we didn't even have opportunities to sit. And we're there now. So I'm sorry that you don't see the world that I do, but I see the universe as friendly. And I can do anything that I set my mind to. And that's what I teach my 2 daughters and my 2 sons.
I get
You
what
see
you're
the
saying, but
universe is
everything
friendly, but every 3 words is we're oppressed, we're being held down.
right. I'm trying to
To acknowledge
understand
the truth is just
It,
acknowledgement.
it's not adding up at all. At all.
Why
Because
are you
to
guys?
acknowledge that there is, that's like saying the sky is blue. Am I to deny the sky is blue? The oppression exists, it does exist.
But the answer to every question is oppression. But this is a great place to be. No, stop it. How
The
about
universe is
how about
friendly.
you
But
recognize
people
it?
in the
Because guess what,
universe aren't so
Ray, I
friendly.
can
That's the
recognize
difference.
it. I can recognize it, and I can also articulate another way of getting where we need to
And
go,
I've
as
given you
opposed
another
to.
way, and
Are
it's
you
just not good
serious?
enough.
You really don't believe in stopping. Okay, finish your thought. I'm sure you got
Yeah,
something
I said the
intelligent to say.
universe is friendly. The people in it
Okay.
are not friendly. That is the
All right.
difference.
Okay, are you done?
Yes,
Okay,
I
cool.
am.
All right. So my point is still, if this is such the friendly place that you believe, I don't think every other excuse that you use for why we're not where we need to be would be systematic racism and all of that BS. Sure, it's there, but if you live with that on the tip of your tongue, here you go again. If you live with that on the tip of your tongue, surely you're not living in that comfortable place that you're claiming you live in. That's not the case, because there are many of us, like you said, we're making strides and we're doing great things. And if that is indeed the case, running around stating racism, 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 or all these things that are oppressing me wouldn't even be on the tip of your tongue. Yeah, that was a circumstance, but that is not my situation. Alan.
Mr. Evans, there are still effects of racism that we as a community still have to face.
Queen, we can't hear you. You're muffled. Your
Oh,
mic
I'm
is muffled.
sorry. I was saying, I apologize. I didn't mean to cover up my own speaker. But I was saying to Mr. Evans that there are still statutes that are put in place that are direct effects of racism and systematic oppression. So yes, why Black people are becoming exceptional and they're reaching heights that they want to reach, that doesn't speak for the whole of the community. There are still a lot of things that are put in place: redlining, school to prison pipelines, lack of financial literacy and lack of education and things in our community that are a direct effect of those things. So to just completely ignore that just because you're saying that we have to rise above the situation, that's not going to change anything if we don't acknowledge the problem and try to find ways to combat the problem.
Queen,
Us pretending the
did you
problem
hear
doesn't
me
exist
ignore
is
it?
not going to combat the problem just by pretending, oh, just rise above that, stop complaining, and just that doesn't fix the issue.
So maybe my mic was muffled like yours, because I clearly said we recognize it. So don't let that part get away.
You just
We
keep saying we
freaking
being
recognize it
victims. Nobody's
already,
being a
right?
victim.
Okay, we recognize it, right? So you heard that part. So don't go back and bring that bullshit up, because it's a waste of time. We recognize it. However, intelligent people rise above it. Yes, you do. You go and you move forward, and you don't continue to use that excuse, because you know what you've done? You've doomed a whole bunch of people. I
It's
know you
not an
say you're doing
excuse.
great, but as long as you keep letting your youth behind you keep on hearing the same stupid ass excuse, they're gonna take it. Those who don't have
That's not an
self-motivation,
excuse.
they're
Are
gonna
you
take
okay?
they're gonna take your excuse and they're gonna say, this is why I can't achieve a damn thing. However, if you raise your children to believe, yeah, in spite of what we know, we don't even need to bring it up. We don't need to talk about it. We need to achieve better. And just leave it there. You really think you're doing the community a service by on the tip of your tongue? Oh, racism, the
If you
oppression.
don't
Oh,
forget your
there's no
history,
way
you
we
are
can
doomed to
do
repeat
this.
it, which is why we have so much anti-blackness and colorism still going on, because people are not being taught about these things.
They're not being
Lack
taught.
of education is why we're not elevated. So
Right.
us pretending it doesn't exist is
But
not going to
Queen,
fix the issue.
but
We
Queen,
must continue to talk about it. We
Queen,
must continue to be
that's what
vocal
he
about
gets.
it.
That's what he gets said, Queen. You gotta teach your
Like,
kids that. That's what he
I'm
gets said.
confused. Like,
No. Hold on.
Clear
Pause.
you don't. I'm
That's
confused.
what he clearly just said. That's what he just said. You gotta teach your kids that. He said that clearly.
I just feel like it's if we're having a conversation about an issue and to say that the issue is at the tip of my tongue, that's wild. Obviously, we're talking about the issue and you ask me a question of why, and I'm explaining it to you. That doesn't mean that I live in that existence. To acknowledge the thing doesn't mean it overrides your whole entire life. My sons get pulled over in the town we live in. So should I say, sons, just act like that's not them being racist because we live in a upper class neighborhood. It is racism. We're going to acknowledge that and still keep pushing. He's not going to stop driving. Just because you acknowledge that you're being pulled over because you're black doesn't mean you stop driving the car. You continue to drive. You continue to get educated.
So
You
you just
continue
proved
to
my
make
point.
strides. You
Just-
continue to fight the good fight, be on the good side of
You
history.
just made my point, Ray.
So
You
that's
just made my
that,
point.
but I was making that point already. That's the
Not
point.
at all. The point that you were
Nobody else.
making would
Yes,
be
I
to
was making
stop the
that point
car,
all the
pull out a
time. I
sign,
didn't
and
stop
say, "I
it.
got stopped. I
I
got stopped." That was my point.
I literally said, in spite of all these systems, Black women are still rising. I literally said that. I said the Black community is still coming together in spite of all these systems that have been put together to oppress. We have done this for over 500 years. We are not new to this. We're true to this. I'm speaking life into Black people right now. You're doing the total opposite by asking to acknowledge the truth. And the truth is there are systems that are put together
Be
to
clear.
oppress us.
Tell me how I'm not speaking life into the community. Go ahead, do that again.
I feel
Let everybody
like
hear.
you are the most negative person that I've spoken to about Blackness in a long time.
Ray, do you hear yourself?
I hear myself.
Okay, so you think what
Yes.
I've been saying here today
It's
is
negative.
speaking down to the Black
Yes.
community?
You're
Yes.
saying that we're using it as an excuse. It's an excuse.
Yes.
It's not an excuse to call out an issue. If I got shot and I patched myself up, but that don't mean that, oh, what? Well, that's an excuse. You just got to I still got to acknowledge the wound and try to heal it. So by not acknowledging something,
Okay,
and
you
looking
acknowledge that you got shot. What's the next step, Queen?
obviously I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna patch my wound up.
And then what?
I'm gonna go to physical therapy so I can get well.
And then what?
Man, the point is.
Yeah, because you reason why you stopped is because you realize you're gonna end up making my point.
No,
the fact
'cause you're
is,
trying to-
if you wake up every day for the rest of your life and say, you know what, I got shot on April 13th. If you do that every day, you move nowhere. You eventually stop talking about it and you move forward. Maybe you guys don't know how success works, but success is a series of steps. A series of steps. And if
Why
you
do you keep
continue to
being
think
so
about step
condescending?
number
You're
1,
being
and you keep
condescending,
thinking
sir.
about step number 2, how the hell are you going to get to step 360?
He doesn't know you. Don't let him speak anything into your life. He doesn't know you to speak anything over you.
Did she hear what I said?
Well,
She said she don't want,
his
well, I
point-
just said
I think
not
his
speaking to
point
her life.
is to move
Boy,
forward. So
I'm afraid of the children y'all raised.
we've been
Wow.
having the same conversation.
You don't worry about my children, worry about your own.
I'm so concerned.
We've been having the same conversation, and I guess the point is, what are the solutions? So Posse said we need to educate. Okay, we understand that colorism exists. We understand that racism exists. We understand that all these things exist, right? We understand that we all have experienced these things in one form or another. So to constantly just sit in a circle and just have a conversation about it exists, we experience that every day, this, that, and the other. Okay, we educated everybody. Everybody is fully versed in